Hey, so happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and welcome to Chapter 19 of Utenslag's Storm King's Thunder. So, yeah, last time we had a great big battle. You guys had been returning to town from Gueron Slumber, which is the woods just to the west of Tribor. You had just defeated a group of Zentarum who had apparently killed Zindra Winterbow, who was the ranger that you guys had been looking for and had been missing in action for some time. Actually, the whole time you were there. Um, so yeah, while Zinder is dead, on the body, and her body didn't have anything on it really, but you found on one of the assassins that you killed a note confirming that Zinder, had been investigating a possible link between the Zents and the fire giants. And the fire giants apparently seemed to be looking for, they'd been seeking adamantium artifacts for some reason. The note was otherwise pretty cryptic, and you didn't learn much more about it. So you basically just left the Zents where they lay and picked up her body and started heading back to Tribor. But before you could get there, the town actually came under attack by. Actually, it was a group of orcs riding axe beaks, accompanied by magmen and led by two fire giants. So while the Magmen and the Orcs went around rampaging and destroying parts of the town, the Fire Giants made their way right to the North Campground in the center of Tribor. Unfortunately, the 12 had been dispatched earlier by a decoy attack on some ranches outside of town, so it was pretty much up to the townspeople themselves to defend Tribor. And actually, they managed to hold their own pretty well. They kept most of the attackers busy, at least, until you guys showed up. And at that point, seeing the attack already in progress, yeah, you pretty much dropped the body and jumped right into the fight. You guys had a pretty tough time of it. You were already kind of weakened by your fight with the Zents, and it proved to be a difficult battle. But you managed to take out pretty much most of the orcs and the magmen. There may have been a few wandering around town yet, but they hadn't been drawn to the central square where you guys joined the battle. But the fire giants definitely were a lot tougher. They were using some sort of a rod, kind of like a divining rod almost, and they followed it right to a spot in the center of the North Campground, and then they used these great big swords that they had to essentially dig into the ground like shovels, and they dug up this huge slab of what looked to be like a shaped adamantium. I mean, this thing was massive. It must have weighed thousands and thousands of pounds, but they just hauled it out of this gaping hole pit that they dug in the middle of this campground, and then they touched this rod that they had been using to locate it to this big slab, and poof, it disappeared. And apparently that's what they were there for. Since they accomplished that, they just turned and left. And you guys made a
Jerks.
decision. Well, technically, it's probably let them go is the best choice. And they and whatever remained of the attacking force left, having accomplished apparently what they set out to do. So kind of a mystery as to what they were up to. But remarkably, yeah, there were amazingly few casualties. One of the townsfolk, I think Urgala, um, was brought down but didn't actually die. And there were a few other townsfolk that didn't actually, that were like non-combatants, that just were casualties of, like, fire and other wanton destruction. But amazingly, yeah, not too many people were actually killed. But everyone is terrified and very, very grateful that you guys showed up when you did, or the damage and loss of life would have been a whole lot greater, because you guys took out pretty much all of those orcs and magmen and axebeaks that were otherwise pretty much tougher than most of the other townsfolk that were there. So, basically, we're going to pick up right after the battle ends, and as you know, everyone's kind of surveying the damage, picking up the pieces and everything like that. A few of the townsfolk independently kind of approach you guys afterwards and want to personally thank you, and a few of them actually have some promising leads that they shared with you guys that might give you some clues as to where you want to go next. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to shift everyone over to the world map, or the map of the north, because some of these are in different locations, these leads that they're giving you. But you guys, if you want to zoom out enough that you can kind of see most of the north anyway. Tribor is where you guys are located, and you're right there. But several of these, let's just see. So there was Dars Helgar. He was the guy from the campground. He had a lead on, there was a wanted brigand known as the Weevil. Apparently, he's got a 5,000 gold piece bounty on his head. The bounty's issued actually from Mirabar, which is way up in the northwest, to the northwest. But apparently, the Weevil had been spotted in the fortified village of Xantharl's Keep, which is a little bit closer to Tribor, but still way out of the way,
Hmm.
up that way. But 5,000 gold pieces is a pretty hefty amount, so that
Yep.
might be a promising lead if he's still there by the time you guys manage to get to that area. Another town's member, the blacksmith that you had dealt with, Gelrin Fohammer, he actually was very impressed with how you guys handled yourselves, and he wrote you a formal letter of recommendation and suggested that if you ever happen to be in the vicinity of Citadel Felbar, which is a dwarven citadel up to the north, the northeast. If you go way over to the right, east of the Silver
Yep.
Marches. No, wait, that's Citadel. Sorry, it's south of the Silver Marches. Citadel Felbar. He has a lot of relatives, and he knows the king and queen there. And should you guys find yourselves there, that letter of recommendation should get you in good stead. And he hints that the dwarves there actually had been having their issues with the fire giants too, so they may be another source of information or have more leads onto what is going on with the fire giants. Another town's member, Othavir, he actually shared the location of a stash of magical items that he knows about.
Oh yes.
That's near his family. That's kind of estranged from him. The Margaster family. They're located just outside of Silvery Moon, which is located right here. And a few of you guys actually are native to Silvery Moon. So you're familiar with that area. But the Margaster family, they're kind of they're located outside of Silvery Moon. They've got a keep or a manor of some sort. They're wealthy, but they have kind of a nefarious rumor or reputation, I should say, dealing with like they're devil worshippers or something. They're, for all you guys know, they just like to keep to themselves. But anyway, he gave you some details, including some detailed plans, which I won't summarize here, but saying that they have like a secret stash of magical items, and he kind of gave you some hints as to how you might be able to get a hold of it. Even though they're his relatives, he does not like them very much, so he's more than happy to share with you information on that. Urgala, the town's member who actually did fall but was revived, she gives you guys also another lead on a giant slaying rapier, who was owned by a former adventuring companion of hers who also lives near Silvery Moon. And finally, Durathra, the head of the town, she is a member of the Harpers, and so she is kind of worried that she didn't actually get any word besides you guys that this attack may have been pending. So she definitely recruits or actually asks you, Kyle, that if you would go and get in touch with go to Everland. The town of Everland is actually just south of Silvery Moon. There is it's one of the headquarters of the Harpers, and she gives you a seal of Tribor and says that you should present it to the innkeeper of an inn called Danavar's house in Everland, and that should actually get you access to the Harpers and possibly their secret teleportation network. She thinks if you guys are going to start making your way around the north, walking everywhere is going to get old really fast. And since you remember the Harpers and you've got the seal, that should at least get you access to that teleportation network. In fact, she says that there's one of the nodes. She doesn't know all of the different nodes of this network, but at least one of them is in Yartar, which is obviously much closer. However, all she knows of that node is that it's watched over by a cranky old harper named Kolbaz, who she's not really on that friendly of terms with. So she thinks it might be worth checking out, at least stopping in Yartar, and inquiring about it. But she um, doesn't recommend, at least she doesn't recommend mentioning her name or Tribor or anything. You guys kind of already encountered this kind of rivalry, or Packers/Vikings rivalry style between Yartar and Tribor. But at the very least, it's a lot closer. And if you were going to be going into the direction of Silvery Moon and Everland, which it sounded like that's which way you guys were going, that at the very least
Yep.
would make sense, since it's on the way, to make a stop there and inquire about it.
So which one's the Packers and which one sucks?
Uh,
And which one is the Bears?
Yeah.
We don't even want to go there.
Yeah, don't go.
yeah,
there.
the Bears is probably Xantharl's Keep or something. Yeah, so you've guys got quite a few leads that you can follow up on, and off screen you guys had discussed it and said, yeah, well, since you guys at least some of you came from the Silvery Moon area, that's kind of the direction you wanted to head, and Everland is on the way.
We were talking Silvery Moon and Everland was the party decision.
Exactly, and
Yeah, and I guess we'll stop in Yartar.
exactly, and Yartar's
as
right
well.
on the way.
Yeah, if we don't have to walk the whole way. that
Yartar
would be
sauce?
great.
Yeah.
Well, there are 5 of us. We could each do one.
Yeah,
There'll
that's
be
great.
some
Let's
Yartar
Split the
sauce.
party, and
into 5
not just going into different rooms.
Yeah,
We're going to
there
go
you go.
hundreds of miles in different directions each.
Yeah.
The tale of brave Sir Robin.
The ultimate in oh my god, the party is not
What were they
Let's
thinking?
just go see if we can get any Yartar sauce.
Yartar sauce. I was
I
wondering
could
how
go for
long
some
that
Yartar
joke would
sauce.
take to surface.
Long.
Yeah,
Yeah,
roughly 13 minutes into the day.
13.5 minutes.
I think we should go to Calling Horns, since they're calling us.
God, I can't even find. There are so many places on this map. I was trying to ping all these different. Where's Calling Horns?
I have no clue what
Past
Yartar
Yartars?
sauce
Little
is.
Oh, it's right there.
Truckers,
Okay, I was looking like on the periphery.
Calling horn.
Well, if you don't get into the teleportation network at Yartar, that probably will be on on the agenda.
Well, that's on the
The
way.
itinerary.
Yep.
Unless you want to divert through the
Or
Evermore.
we could go fix what's his name's castle and use that to get around.
Yeah, well, you haven't really.
Have we checked?
No,
that
I was
yet?
going to say we pretty much left off right after the battle. So if there is any last minute business in Tribor that you guys want to wrap up, you feel free to do so. There is the Rangers at what's it called, at the inn where you guys first came into town. Excuse me. The Tribor Arms? No, is it? Where the heck is it? 16. This map is.
I think that is.
Yeah, no, that's actually. Yeah, the Tribor Arms. That's where all the Rangers get together and people hire them. Anyway, they hold a private service for Zindra Winterbow. She actually is buried in the. Well, let's go to the Tribor map, and at least we can talk. Yeah, she's going to be buried in part of the grove, and rather than there is that cemetery to the south, but she actually would prefer kind of a more natural grave site in a grove in the woods. So they take care of that, and they thank you for bringing her body back. And they do send some of the Rangers actually go out to look for some of the bodies of the Zents that you found, maybe to figure out why they killed her. But the bodies are actually all gone.
Wow.
Ah.
Interesting.
And I guess how much of the encounter do you relate to them?
I say we tell them everything.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
is
know
there
why
a
we
reason not to?
Yeah.
Tell
We're gonna-
them
we
everything.
wanna-
I tell them
well,
everything. I don't care what
yeah.
anybody else says. I don't
Dude,
care.
I don't
you
see
would-
any reason not to.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, so they piece it together. They figure that the ogre like guy that was what do I want to call it, polymorphing, so to speak, or he's changing his form back and forth. But he started as a human, and then he transformed into this big ogre like creature. Actually was an Oni or an Ani. Actually, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but it's a a very specific kind. It's not actually an ogre. It's more of a very powerful wizard. Like, I guess not that different from an ogre mage, but actually more powerful. That had
Oni-Wan Kenobi.
Super.
Oni-Wan Kenobi. Oni-Wan Cannoli. No, actually, that's there's a lot of
Cannoli.
mythology that surrounds the Gueron slumber. People are always saying that Gueron Windstrom is the god of tracking, is said to visit every once in a while. But the fact that you guys saw this Oni actually explains quite a few things. The Rangers are thinking that he actually lived in that forest, and he would occasionally show up and lure people to their doom. So they think he actually was of that area. The Zents, though, they have no idea why they were there and why they would be kidnapping. Well, I guess based on the note that
They're
you found.
assholes.
Yeah, well, there's always that. But based on the note that you found did kind of allude to the fact that the Zents were in some way cooperating with the fire giants. So there's the theory that maybe that whole thing was a diversion to get you out of town. Or they were waiting. They were going to try and ambush you and take you out, so that the town would be less defended when the giants arrived. So there could have been some coordination there.
Yeah, we showed that.
Well, you did. You
We
didn't.
came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
You didn't die. You didn't entirely thwart the giants' plan, but Tribor definitely was a lot less compromised and destroyed as a result of your actions. Otherwise, yeah, what else did you guys want to...
Before we leave town, I do want to go check on Mr. Giant and just see how he's doing with his movable castle and how that's coming along.
Okay.
Yeah. I need a long rest. I'm at 1 hit point, so.
Yeah, it's...
I think everybody.
Yeah,
needs a
I was
lot
going to
of
say,
Yeah,
I'm assuming that you guys are not going to take care of a lot of business in town before taking that long rest. So go ahead and do that.
Right.
Bring yourself up
Yep.
to full strength. Zephyros. Well, so after the long rest, you guys, take get yourself all healed up. Zephyros, again, he's a little bit south of town, so it wouldn't be really on the way out because that's towards Yartar is to the east. So if you want to make a separate trip out there, you can. You make your way out to the crash site, for want of a better word. You approach the area. You don't see any trace of the castle. But as you approach, you actually are greeted. Zephyros comes out. He just suddenly kind of appears out of nowhere and says, it's just you. I was worried there. I have a spell going here, so not too many people get curious. And he kind of waves his hand, and basically some kind of hallucinatory terrain. Just suddenly the landscape varies, and now you do see the big crashed castle there. And he says, "Yeah. So what brings you here?"
Just checking to see how you're doing.
I've actually made great progress. I managed to locate some substitute components for my orb, and I think I've got it working. In fact, I even got a sort of remote control operation going, and you see he sticks out his hand and points in the direction of the castle, and you see this castle. I mean, it's not broken apart. It's obviously it's a magical constructed tower, but it actually starts to shudder, and it does actually lift off the ground 10 feet, 20 feet, but then one side starts to cant down, and then it actually falls over completely on its side.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
And he's like, okay, that needs some more work.
Oh.
the whole ground shakes, and he's like, now I'm gonna have to get that terrain going again, because I'm sure we'll get more looky-loos out here to look at this thing. But anyway, what was going on over in town? I heard some explosions or fire or something, and quite a disturbance. It sounded like. Was that you guys?
It was fire giants.
What are they doing around?
They came digging for a big hunk of adamantine that was buried in the ground of the village, and they brought a bunch of minions with them to blow stuff up and set things on fire, and they went and And despite our best efforts, we had no way to compete with 2 fire giants, and so they were substance out of the ground, and then they took off with it.
Adamantium.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that rings a bell faintly. Why would fire giants and adamantium? Why is that so familiar to me? Oh, he like thinks for a few seconds and then it's like I can't remember. There's something though. Oh, for some reason I'm thinking of a giant construct. Oh, I don't know. I can't
Huh.
remember anymore.
doesn't
It's
sound
way
good.
back in the depths of my memory, but the fire giants. Oh, anyway, yeah, that's an interesting lead. I'll have to follow up on that. But so they dug something up and then just left or what?
Yep, they took
Hmm.
off as soon as
Yep.
they got it out of the ground.
Yes, I'm gonna have to do some more investigating. Once I get my castle up and running, I'm gonna have to do some more inquiries into this. But what have you? What are you now that it seems that you've at least defended the town from total destruction? I have seen some people still milling about. What are your plans next?
We're just heading north.
We're
Got a
gonna go.
couple leads we're working on.
To the north, which area?
Silvery Moon,
So
that area.
oh, Silvery Moon. Okay, that's more east, but okay. Yes. Well, if I do find anything else or remember anything about adamantium and the fire giants, I'll maybe look you up there.
Yes.
But in the meantime, be
Great.
cautious. I've heard, like I said, there are a lot of giants roaming about these days, and the roads are not nearly as safe as they used to be. But
Good to
I'd
know.
offer you a lift, but as you can see, that'll be a while.
we will leave you to your repairs.
But wanted to thank you again for your excellent company and wish you the best of luck, and may we meet under fortunate circumstances in the future. And
Yes, agreed. Looking forward to
if
it.
you are going up north somewhere by chance, you might keep an eye out for that Harshnag character. He's that frost giant I told you about. One of the members of the adventuring party out of Waterdeep that has been missing in action for some time. But he definitely would be a worthwhile ally to seek out. Nobody knows where he is at the moment, but
Oh yes, Harshnag. There he is.
Is there anything we can do for you before we leave?
no, I don't think so. No. Again, I'm gonna have to actually. I was trying to substitute components, but I'm gonna have to go out and look for some kind of a actual real crystal to substitute this. If you happen to stumble across another crystal that's roughly this size, and he holds his hands out, and it's about like maybe 3 feet in diameter. If you come across a crystal sphere of about this size, let me know or bring it back here. But otherwise,
Sure.
What's our giant's friend name here?
Zephyros.
Zephyros. Got it.
But yeah, other than that, he doesn't really have much else to say, and he wishes you good luck and good fortune on your travels.
All right.
So with that, with your goodbyes said to Zephyros, is there anything else you wanted to do before leaving town? Yartar is about 50 miles east, so it's going to be at least a 2-day trek overland. The Evermore Way is the
I
trade route between Tribor and Yartar. It's an old, ancient road, but it's pretty flat, composed of tight-fitting stones, so it's not like you're going to be hiking or trekking over land or anything like that. So
And what
Good.
Cool.
what type of terrain is this, roughly?
it's just a road. There's
Like-
the
Great.
Uh,
But I mean, are we in like grassland?
yeah,
area?
the Desserin Hills are to the south, and that definitely is an area that's much more infested by like trolls and ettins and lots of manticores, a whole bunch of other beasties, and that's a lot more hilly. But the area that you're in, it's more it's grassland coming down into the river valley. The here, let me move you back to the.
I was just asking because I have the grasslands as my new favorite terrain, so I get like abilities as far as like trying to find food and stuff like that.
Yeah, this.
I have that, so we don't
Oh,
need to
yeah,
worry
you
about
do
food
too,
or
right?
water or anything. So
That's
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, you guys are never really
Yeah.
going to be hurting for food as long as you're in an area that, providing that there is like berries and small game and water in the area. In this area, grassland is actually a little bit harder for that, but it's still there's plenty of game and stuff that you can catch. So less berries, more game. But yeah, this area is
Right.
and it's going to be a flat walk. There as you get nearer to Yartar, as you get closer to that area, it gets a little bit hillier, but not anything major.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
All right, so assuming you guys don't need any or want to take any more supplies or anything than what you've got, and assuming you're going to go on foot, then
Yes.
yep.
okay. So after meeting with Zephyros, I would say if you wanted to leave right away, you could still get a full 8-hour trek in without having to delay or
Sure.
anything like that. I'm just gonna check and see here what your journey is like.
Are we hoofing it, or are we riding?
We're
I
we're
thought-
we're 2-footing it.
Yeah, I thought we
We
were
don't we do
walking.
not have mounts.
Okay, then we should at least buy coconuts.
Right.
Well, that's true. You cannot have a journey without coconuts. Well, where did you find them? I found them.
or you could hire people to bang them together for you if you want. Come, Patsy.
Yes, we could.
Yes. Dear sweet Concord.
So you guys, yeah, you set out the. Oh, I guess let's see what this is the next day. So let me do my calendar thing here. Yeah. So it is Kythorn the 19th. Cool summer day. You're still the sky's overcast. You travel along. You don't really have any significant encounters. You pass a few people on the road, but no real things to worry about there. And you make camp for the first night with no problems whatsoever. And the next morning dawns
You hear that?
another day. Why isn't it advancing? It's not advancing at all. This frickin' thing.
Ugh.
Okay. My script. That script must be
It's
foobarred.
the same day again.
Yep.
You wake up in Tribor.
It's supposed to be.
To
Oh,
the
crap,
sound
I don't want to
of-
be in Groundhog Day.
Yeah, to the sound of "I got you, babe."
It is not working. Okay. Screw it. It's the 20th. I think actually it might be more than that if it hasn't advanced since the last time I did it. I will look that up again if the date becomes important. But in the meantime, the next day you can resume your trek east towards Yartar. Pretty much the same as I mentioned before. As you draw near to the city of Yartar, from what you guys know about Yartar, again, some of you are at least fairly well traveled. You may even have been in Yartar once or twice before. It is a larger city. It's walled. It's definitely a major trade hub of the area because the river itself. It's actually several rivers intersect there. There's the what is it? The Serblin.
Cerberin.
Serbrun, thank you. Yes, the Serbrun River comes from the north. Then the Desserin River kind of intersects to the south. So it's almost like a three-way intersection of rivers. They are very well known for, as far as manufacturing goes, they make a lot of barges, and a lot of barge traffic comes in and out of the city. It's also obviously along the Evermore Way. is a major trade route between like Silvery Moon and Waterdeep. So they get a lot of people passing through that way. So the city itself is fairly large. It's a walled city, and you can see it as you approach. You are about a mile outside of town, and one of the tributaries of the Desserin River actually kind of runs down. The road actually starts to kind of slope up a little bit towards the city of Yartar and towards where the river actually crosses. And one of these tributaries is basically kind of a stream that runs along the side or runs along underneath the road. And there's a large stone bridge that crosses over this tributary itself. And this is, again, before you reach the larger river itself or the city. But as you're crossing this bridge, you actually hear a commotion off to the side, maybe about 10 yards away. You hear a loud squawking and rustling and beating of feathers. And you look out to the side, and you see there's a group of giant seagulls that are pulling something out of the water, and it looks like they're fighting each other over it, trying to get it out.
Mine.
Yeah, exactly.
Mine.
Mine. So yeah, they're fighting over this. It's really hard to make out what it is, but it looks to be at least maybe 5 feet long and kind of a silvery whitish color, kind of luminescent in places, but it's hard to see exactly what it is.
I'll go look at it.
Okay, so you draw closer.
I'm gonna cast firebolt just to scare him away. Not trying to hit him, just trying to freak him out and get him to fly away.
Okay. Yeah, so a firebolt goes off. It startles a few of them. The others don't seem to pay much mind until you actually start to draw a little bit closer. At that point, which I guess would have been Valdry is approaching. Once you get close enough, they actually turn from their prize and fly to attack the party. I'm not going to actually run this as a full-on combat because basically you guys fight back and they quickly learn that, okay, yeah, that you guys aren't something to mess with, so they take off. So I'm going to kind of borrow a line from Tim, and you guys can each make either a Constitution or a Dexterity saving throw, DC 15.
Okay.
And whatever you miss by will be the number of hit points that you lose.
What a frickin' joke.
Okay, Groot doesn't.
Dexterity or what?
Dexterity or Constitution.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
I made mine.
So,
Both me and Mir
three-
really fucked
3
that.
points.
so these birds.
Oh, I screwed it up even worse. That's what I get for going over there. the
Rolled
first-
better than me.
Well, they kind of swarmed
I
you
rolled a
first, Valdry.
4.
So, in any case, the birds actually proved to be tougher than they look, but you guys managed to frighten them off without too
Apparently.
much trouble.
So what did we have to roll to make it?
15. So whatever
15.
you missed 15
Okay.
by.
Wow. So I took 7 bloody points of damage from stupid birds.
I took 4 and Dave took 3. They did 14 damage total to the party.
Well, it was a flock
Apparently
of
some
seagulls.
beastly birds.
You know, that 80s music really does it in.
It was the hair. It was
Exactly.
The hair.
It's that,
was
that
the hair.
spiked hair
It was
gel,
the
you know,
hair, man.
they can do a lot of slicing damage with that.
and they ran both night and day.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But I couldn't get away.
they couldn't get away.
Anyway, yeah, so that you've scared the birds off and you're able to investigate this package or whatever it is that they pulled out of the water. And on closer investigation, it's first of all, it's actually about the size of a person. It looks kind of like a cocoon. It's
Ooh.
yeah, kind of. It looks like something not. It doesn't look like precisely like spider web. It's kind of more gooey than that, but it's some kind of secretion. but secreted from
Ew,
what?
Egon,
Can
here's your snot.
Can I use a nature check to figure out what it is?
If you want to do a survival check.
Survival, sure. Either one.
Boom!
It's
There
gonna
you
be
go.
Wilford Brimley, isn't it?
I had
Right.
I had the diabetes.
Oof. No, it's actually it's a secreted resin. You really can't tell exactly what it is, but it looks to be it may have been secreted by some sort of aberration. It's definitely not something you would normally find in a tributary of a river around these parts that you would.
Let's cut it open.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
is
Yeah, what the
exactly.
hell?
Well, I was going to say there is actually the cocoon has been ruptured by the seagulls as they were pulling it out. And yeah, you can see through this rupture even that there is indeed a person inside.
Well,
I've
cut
seen
it
this
open.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Cut it open.
Okay.
Do it.
Yeah, inside, well, you basically are able to cut through this resin, which is surprisingly tough. But you get it cut open, and inside you see a naked, unconscious man with kind of translucent and slimy looking skin, covered in a whole bunch of grimy water. And
Kill it.
Gross.
Is it alive?
it, the, yeah, you see the person seems to be alive. He's breathing anyway, but he's currently looks to be unconscious.
Hmm.
Well, how about we clean him off and then wrap a blanket, right?
Sure.
First thing I'm gonna do. I am going to cast detect evil or good on him.
There you go.
All right. So now I know that in 5e that spell is significantly changed, but let's see. That detects certain types of creatures, if I recall correctly.
Aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead.
Okay.
Or we'll know also if it's been magically consecrated or desecrated.
Okay. Let's see how this would work. Because from what you can tell, Paul, based on what you rolled for your check, you think that this is kind of a soft but tough membranous tissue that you think may have come from an aberration. So let me just see how this would work. Because definitely the
Like an aberration encased this humanoid creature, or the humanoid creature is the aberration.
well, that's what I'm trying to see. If I mean,
Oh.
he's actually you can tell. I mean, he's not just covered in slime. His skin itself looks kind of pale and translucent almost.
Okay.
And well, if anyone wants to make a wisdom medicine check.
Oh, well, I can do that too.
Yeah.
Kind of good on the wisdom bit. So medicine. Yeah, I'll do
Oh,
medicine.
nice, Groot.
Hey.
Wow. Okay. Vulder,
Oh,
you got
yeah.
close, but Groot actually got the check. And
Oh.
so basically, yeah, your detect evil and good is giving off a strong vibe from the cocoon itself
Cocoon,
and whatever
okay.
slime is covering him, and he kind of
Yep.
faintly radiates like an aberration, but not like he is an aberration. And
Okay.
Groot, you kind of piece this together to see that his skin condition actually seems to be the product of some sort of twisted magic or unnatural disease.
Great. You touch him.
I ain't touching him. You touch him. Let's get Mirror
I
to
could
touch him.
cast lesser restoration on him,
Ooh, that's a
and
good
one
idea.
disease or one
Well,
condition.
I've got that too.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Either way, I want to help that
Yeah.
thing, person.
I
naked
don't know if it helps,
Yeah.
but I could try casting that on him.
Yeah.
You can
Good
try it.
idea.
If it doesn't work, I'll try it.
Let me see what this does.
It does that. blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. So
Well,
not
that's a
really-
condition. It says
Yeah.
one disease or one of those conditions.
Ah, yep, that's true. Because I think I've
One disease.
It doesn't say wrapped up by aberration. as a
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to determine.
But if it's a disease, it says one disease or one of those conditions.
Right.
So a disease potentially could work if that's what it is.
Yeah.
I also
Crabs,
have,
crabs,
Might be
herpes.
paralyzed.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I've got remove curse.
HIV.
That,
Oh,
That's
remove
a dis-
curse. Yeah, use that.
or both. We're near town.
Yeah.
All right.
Remove
Let me
herpes.
just see here how
Remove
this
herpes.
works. What the hell?
let's buy him a Hawaiian shirt and just haul him around everywhere.
Okay. All right. Actually, yeah. Amazing. Okay. You touch him, and with your magic of with the lesser restoration,
Who? Oh, okay.
you
All right,
see his.
go Samroll.
Which one were? Was it Samuel? I guess it doesn't really matter.
Samroll
Yeah.
was doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I did it, but it doesn't matter.
So after about a minute, it actually you see his skin change from being translucent back to, opaque, the normal condition. He's still very pale, but yeah, and he actually sputters and looks about as you do that, and yeah, you actually do cure the disease,
No.
Wow.
and
Nice.
Cool.
He like sputter. Who are you? What have you done? What have you done with me?
You were in a cocoon. See that sticky thing over there? You were stuck in that.
I was just, I don't understand it. What happened?
What's the last thing you
Where are
remember?
you from?
The last thing I remember, I was in Yartar.
Well, we're heading to Yartar.
Where are we now? Is this the Evermore?
We're just outside of.
Yeah, we're just
we're just-
outside
yes,
of
we're
Yartar.
on the Evermore Way, just outside of
Oh.
Yartar.
Oh, this. I don't know how I got here. The last thing I remember, I
don't.
was at our manor and I was getting ready to go out. And yeah, that.
Well, we will take you to your manor.
Your manor.
Yeah.
So what's your name?
My name's Art.
Richie Mitch Rich.
My name's Artrin. Artin Rosolio.
Artrin?
I'm yes. I live in House Rosolio in Yartar, and my mother. You've got to help me get back there as quickly as I can. My mother is going to be just worried sick about me. But yeah.
Well, let us take you there.
What was the last day you remember? Because today is the 19th of Kythorn
Maybe.
again.
But it was the 19th yesterday and the day before as well.
So yeah, I don't know which day you remember last, but that's the only day I
Every day
remember.
is the 19th day of.
Ah,
No, what so he says, yeah.
I guess I'm just trying to see if I can gauge how long he's been in that state.
Yeah, his memory is super fuzzy. He just remembers bits and pieces. The last thing he remembers, he was at the Rosolio Manor getting ready to go out alone, but he doesn't remember where he was going, unfortunately. He does remember something about a golden goose, but he can't quite place it. He doesn't think it was like actually a golden goose, but that wouldn't be the weirdest thing he ever seen at a party in Yartar.
Does he remember a date or anything that would give us any inclination if it's been a week, if it's been a day, or
He thought you were talking about it going on a date. He does actually. He starts to reply. He does remember there was actually a beautiful woman involved that had jet black hair.
Oh,
not
boy.
that.
Yeah, this woman had jet black hair
Was she a
and she had a
succubus?
gorgeous purple dress, but she doesn't remember her name if she even told him what the name.
Yeah, that's not a good combination.
I meant day of
Yeah,
the week. but-
day of the week. I think
Did you show her your
Well,
etchings?
let us ply him with questions as we make our way to Yartar and bring him back to his manor Rosolio or whatever it is.
Okay. He definitely eagerly agrees, and he promises that, yes, his mother will pay you handsomely at just about anything you guys want for bringing him back safe.
The manor ragu.
Ragulio,
Rosolio.
Rosolio.
So yeah, you get him cleaned up. He asks timidly if you wouldn't mind lending him a spare set of clothes because he's kind of
Oh,
naked.
absolutely.
Yeah, the whole naked thing, I guess, is probably a
Yeah,
bummer,
he's
huh?
he's also very, very thirsty. And his skin is still itchy in spots, but it seems like whatever affliction was happening to him before has been cleared up by.
Well, yes, we clothe him, we give him water, we give
Yeah.
him a little
And,
food.
I've got multiple sets of clothes, so
Yeah.
yeah, you can have one of mine.
he
Fair.
perks up after that, and you can see that he's definitely on the mend. Especially, it was basically your spell that saved or that has reversed whatever was happening to him. But he talks a little bit about himself and his family. Apparently, House Rosolio it's very rich, made its fortune in barge building, which, as I mentioned, is kind of one of the central businesses of Yartar. His mother is Lady Desia Rosolio, and she is the head of House Rosolio. He has two siblings, Martin and Urzales, but they are usually off on business trips. His father, Ernest, died when he was very young, and he fancies himself the treasurer of the family company.
So how old do we estimate this guy
He's
is?
actually he looks to be about 20 something. He's a little bit
Okay.
pudgy and definitely doesn't look like he's seen a lot of hard work in his life. He looks very, even from his recent ordeal, he looks like, yeah, he hasn't led too rough of a life.
And could be taken in by a succubus.
Possibly, although that's fallen, adventurers are much more seasoned adventurers than that have fallen for succubus in the time. But in any case, yeah, he looks like he's very rich, used to a lot of comfort, and was going out on the town, and something happened, and that's all he remembers. But he's very grateful for you accompanying him. He looks like he doesn't often set out on the road by himself, even. So he kind of hangs out close by to you guys, and as you start to pass more traffic going in and out of the city, he just kind of keeps off to the side and doesn't say too much. You draw near the town, and here I'm actually going to move you over towards another map. I've got a map of Yartar. which I'll move
No
to.
way. Wow.
Jeez.
So you
Wow.
guys are entering.
Wow.
Everything's so
Yeah,
red.
it is a very
Wow.
red map.
Wow.
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 You guys are entering the Evermore Way. Actually, kind of goes through the center of town and exits. It enters in the bridge gate, which has a shield tower next to
Oh,
it. There's also
okay.
like a house of Tyr, which was one of the gods, located right there. But the Evermore Way actually goes through the center of town and exits out the Silver Gate, which is located over there.
Does having him with us help us get into town easier, or do they cost us?
Well, as you guys draw near, there are some guards. The town of Yartar is there is the group of soldiers that maintain the peace are, what are they called? The shield something. Hang on, I just had this up. There's so much here.
So much.
I don't get how Tribor can. I could see how they could be jealous of this town, seeing it's like freaking huge.
Yeah.
Right?
Not how can there be a rivalry?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you compare Green Bay to Chicago, I mean, one's
Yeah.
clearly got a better football team, but one's a much bigger town.
Yeah, true.
So they have a big town, but they probably have a shit football
But
team.
Yep. That's what it is.
Tribor is more like Pittsburgh, seeing it has like 3 rivers. So
Mhm.
just
Or you mean Yartar?
Yeah, Yartar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the guards, I can't remember what they're called now. Give me a second.
Here, instead of the 12, they have the 13.
No.
Yeah. They probably have 144.
The 144.
Bear with me. I had all this up here and I can't find it again. Anyway, the guards greet you as you approach, and first, they're, saying, all right, where are you guys? Where are you guys heading? Then Arthur steps forward and says, "Allow us in. I live here. My mother is very, very powerful." The lady Desia Rosolio.
And they're like,
And the guards kind of
they're
like,
like, who the hell are you?
the guards kind of like look at each other
fuck are
and then
you?
look back at him and of course, my lord. You may proceed. We just need to know who your traveling companions are. And he says, "Oh well, these are who are you guys again?"
Can we tell if they recognize him or
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Like, just called it Lord.
We are the chosen ones.
Tim?
Yeah. Who?
Tim noticed that there's a tower.
Pretty tower.
Where? When do we
Tower.
get to Yartar, guys?
Are we gonna leave Tribor today?
Samuel, you get the idea that they recognize him and are like, "Oh, great."
Okay,
This
Yeah.
guy.
but I just am kind of checking like that his story checks out. Like they do recognize him. He is actually powerful-ish or from a
Somebody-
powerful family.
Yeah, well, when you see that they didn't maybe recognize him at first because he's like dressed, basically in your guys'
Well,
dirty
right,
yeah.
laundry.
Yes.
Like a bard.
He's not
Yeah,
in
he's
his
dressed like a
finery.
Yeah, he's not dressed like a noble, but and when he mentioned the lady Rosalio and the family name and everything, then they kind of like, oh yeah, okay, but
Okay.
and immediately you can see them switch to kid glove mode, and it's like, okay, yeah, we'll let you through, but we still kind of have to find out who these guys are that we've never seen before. So yeah, and he says, "Oh, these are these fine people are helping me. They're assisting me. I fell into the river and they helped me out and they're accompanying me home. They have urgent business at the manor." And the guard says, "Well, that's fine, but we're still going to record their names and what their business in town is." So he steps forward and says, if you can, please state your name and what your business in town is and how long you intend on staying." To you guys.
Your name.
Your
I-
name here.
State your name.
State your name.
I am Groot.
Where are we heading? Where was the ultimate destination? We can just tell them that's where we're heading because it's true.
Silvery Moon.
Well,
Silver
We're heading
Moon?
to Silvery Moon. We're
No,
just
no,
past
no.
the-
There's somebody in
No,
here that we want to meet.
Yes.
Yeah, but we wanted to meet her to find out about the teleportation network.
Yeah, but
which
that's
I
it.
assume,
Well,
So that's
we
why
don't-
we're
but we don't
here.
want to tell them that,
Yeah.
do we?
Yeah.
Well,
I
we
say
wanna
we,
meet
we are here as
Cobalt.
assistants to assisting what's his face that we just pulled out of the river.
The Lord
Yeah.
Arten is the name of the younger
Yes.
man, and
Yes. Assistance to Lord Artan is our business.
okay. And do you plan to leave as soon as you've assisted him, or are you in town on other business?
I'd say
We're here
I'm
for the
looking
sauce.
to meet up with an old friend as well.
And who would that be?
We will be-
Kolbaz?
Kolbaz. Oh, yeah, the old guy down on the east side. Okay, yeah, I know where he is. They actually,
Well, we did. We wanted to see him, but we didn't. He didn't give us an exact location. Where is he?
Kolbaz, he lives in a villa on the east side of town, and he kind of gives you rough directions. And Lord Arten says, "Oh, that's actually not far from where I live."
Oh, perfect.
How
Yeah,
fortuitous!
how fortuitous is that? Actually, so the Rosolio
very
Manor
nice.
is actually on the east side of town. Let me put, oh, geez, I did not want to do that. What did I just do?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
We
I don't
see. We
see
still see
anything.
the map.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't see.
nothing changed on our end.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. The map. I just flipped the map to the token layer. Oh, jeez.
I still see it.
Yeah, we don't see anything
I know,
different.
but it's just.
Nothing bad happened. Ah!
Sucks for you, I know.
Oh, you
I'm
don't
gonna
have a
go
golf
grab a
course
Okay.
there.
snack.
Give me a second. I just got to try this again. So the Rosario Manor is. Let me just move that. There we go. So that's on the east side of town, right
Ah.
there, and
Right in the wall.
the villa that he mentions is like right around here somewhere. It's not pinging on my other map.
Where? Oh.
There.
Oh. Okay. That's
Yeah.
area. Yeah, that's not far.
So okay, so yeah, that's enough to satisfy the guards. They say there's no restrictions on your weapons. In fact, I mean it's Yartar is not. It's kind of a rough and tumble type of city. I mean, there's a lot of. How do I want to say it? It's not like Baldur's Gate or anything, or
Aha.
but there's definitely like a lot of presence. There's like an underworld, if you will. There's
sure.
the water baron is the head of the town, and she's appointed for life. Her name's the current water baron anyway is named Nestra Ruthial. And the shields of Yartar. That's who. Okay, yes, the guards are the shields of Yartar. And yeah, she's in charge of the shields of Yartar, but there's a lot of other factions in town. The Hand of Yartar is actually an all-female thieves guild, and
Ooh.
they do a lot of business around town. The Zentarum are also known to have a presence in town. The Harpers have a small but not completely insignificant presence in town as well. So it's not like completely all bad, but there's a lot of intrigue. Really, the biggest thing you find is that usually if something goes wrong in town, it's one of the merchants trying to screw over one of the other merchants. So there's a lot of backstabbing and
Wow.
nefarious business.
Kind of like the other town we just left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe that on
right.
a larger scale if you think. Well, there wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, you're allowed to keep your weapons, just don't cause any trouble. You know, if you can't just go around.
I'm gonna roll up my sleeves and I'm gonna ask, so does that mean I don't have to register these?
Oh my.
As lethal weapons.
Ay.
I'm gonna go up to one of the guards and apologize and say, "Sorry, you have to put up with people like him." I do this surreptitiously. I'm not going to do it in his face or anything. He's our host. But I'm going to, just on the sly be like, sorry, you got to put up with people like him. And I slip him 10
Oh.
gold. And I'm like, yeah, hopefully this makes it easier for you guys.
He deftly pockets the gold and says, "Well, you can rest assured that you'll see no trouble from our side. And if you need anything, be sure and stop by. The shields are always at your disposal."
Thank
Are
you.
you set in terms of lodging or?
We hadn't considered that yet, but so if you have any recommendations, that would be fantastic.
He says, "Well, there's a few. There's the white-winged griffin is probably one of the cheapest, but it's pretty questionable. I would personally recommend maybe drifting more towards the pearl-handled pipe. And those are located near
sure.
the center of town. Let me go ahead and bring those up here. So that's where they are, and actually they're right by the Water Baron's Hall, which is kind of right in the center of town as well. If you need any kind of drinking establishments, there's I'll just bring a few of them up here. The Tired Traveler Tavern, or if you're in for something a little bit more rough and tumble, there's the Wink and Kiss Tavern. If you need to do any buying and selling, there's the Shield and Market Trading Post, and then of course the market itself is right in the center of town. So
Sure. Well, I'll bet we're going to get plenty of food and drink at Rosolio Manor once we get young Lord Fauntleroy up there. So let's keep heading that direction.
okay, well the guards wish you well, and they allow you to pass. The bridge is pretty massive. Easily allows 2 wagons to go, abreast with no problem whatsoever. So you're able to cross into town, and there's a great big gate there that's currently standing open, and you enter the town. It's fairly busy. Definitely, like I said, this is much bigger than Tribor was. I mean, Tribor is just basically like a wide space in the road compared to Yartar. So lots of people walking around, lots of businesses, and lots of also very elaborate manors and villas. Like all these places with the green space in them are basically like mostly very large villas that are owned by very rich families.
Private. Okay.
But you can basically find anything you might want here. Generally speaking, I mean, if it's in the player's handbook, you can get it at pretty regular prices. If you're looking for gear or anything, and obviously any services, there's a number of if you need any like healing or something like that, the House of Tyr is actually outside of town. But if you guys have any kind of contacts or backgrounds that would give you contacts to a certain faction or another, you could probably find one here, more or less, depending on what faction that is.
Thank you for your kind assistance.
And yes, he thanks you, and you guys move on into the city, and the Lord Arton is definitely keen to get home, so he kind of leads you on a whirlwind tour through the center of town, and he takes the way that's probably most familiar to him, which, well, he knows this alleyway cuts through right about there. So he actually leads you all the way through town and into the side street alleyway that runs up to their manor itself. It's basically, the Rosolio Manor. It's a 2-story building. Large and old, fenced in and foreboding, reeks of wealth and power. At the front, there are several guards stationed, private guards, and he approaches, and they don't question him at all. I mean, they recognize him, even though he's dressed in something that they've never seen him wear before. They figure, okay, another day at the office. But he greets them. He greets them. Thank you for doing your job. Keep up the good work, and they're just like, very looking forward and not saying a thing. He leads you in through the gate, through the grounds, up to the manor itself, and he opens the door. Inside, it's it's decorated with lavish paintings, tapestries, busts and statues, a floor of polished mahogany when they aren't covered with these massive carpets, gaudy chandeliers, and
Velvet.
the whole thing. In any case,
Painted velvet.
what's that?
Painted velvet.
Yeah, painted velvet. Velvet Elvis. Inside, you guys are greeted, and he is greeted by a man who says, "Oh, where have you been, young sir?" And Arton says, Kamed, you will not believe what happened to me. I'm still not entirely sure what happened to me, but I need to speak with Mother. Is she in? And the butler, apparently named Kamed, says, of course, she's obviously occupied at the moment, but I will announce that you're here. And he turns and moves further into the house. And Arton is like, he looks like anxious to see her, but also kind of nervous as well. He's like,
where have you been, young man? You've got a lot of answering to do.
This is hilarious. There's actually like some text that, anyway, after a while, he's brought into her office, and through the door, you do hear her yelling at him. And it's interesting in the text that I've got here that, where have you been, you foolish boy? No, don't answer that. You guys can hear her through the door, actually. I will not tolerate your presence while you're wearing that dreadful attire. You look horrid. Get yourself a bath and get some clean
Hey.
clothes, and then we'll.
Hey, hey,
Hey,
wait a second.
we could have let him be pecked to death by giant seagulls and all
Those
that
are my clothes.
in a bag full of slime, for God's sakes.
Anyway, the butler is standing outside the door, and he's again, like the guards in front. His face is carefully expressionless at all this.
Do you laugh when I say my friend's name?
Anyway, after
I look at Samrelus, and apparently you look like crap most of the time.
As it turns out, apparently.
so anyway, after this verbal razor, lashing, the door opens up, and Arton kind of hastily strides out of the room, and his head down, and he heads up the stairs to apparently take a bath and change. And from inside the room, you hear a voice, the same woman, Kemed, bring those people in here. And he kind of motions to you and indicates that you're free to enter the office.
Oh, yay.
Yay.
Hi, Mom.
I do a quick sniff under my armpits, make sure I'm not, too horrible or anything like that.
Okay, yeah, you go inside, and it's the office is, or whatever you want to call it, is very fancily decorated like the rest of the place, but it's a little bit more
Richly appointed.
yeah, richly appointed, but also more practical as well. There's a great big mahogany desk there that you see a woman sitting at. She's a sharp-featured woman, about 60 years old. She has her white hair up in a bun, and she's wearing very stylish but very practical clothes. And she says, well, come on in and sit down.
All right.
Okay,
I-
move in.
I say,
make
greetings,
a bow
madam.
Before I take yes, go ahead, Serendil, our party spokesperson. Take it, man. Use your silver charm tongue.
Aren't I the one who doesn't have the good?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have a. I just say I'm just
But you act
outgoing
like it.
and overeager. I say, hello, madam. Greetings to you on this fine day.
Oh, what is
It's
so fine about it?
wonderful to meet you.
My s-
Well, first we brought your son home to you. We found him in quite the pickle.
Yes, I'm very curious to find out
Almost
exactly
literally
what
a-
happened to him.
Well, it was almost literally a pickle. We found him in a cocoon made of some strange material on the shore.
Being
Of the
pecked at
river.
by giant seagulls.
Yes.
What in the world was he doing there?
We don't know. We believe he was attacked and taken there by something.
Or someone, yes.
Idiot.
That's
It's
of-
he's always getting himself into trouble and embarrassing us and the family. It's unbelievable.
he mentioned something about a woman with jet black hair and a purple dress. It was one of the last things he remembered.
Jet black hair and a purple dress. Did he say what he was doing to wind up in this situation?
He could not recall.
Just said that he was planning on going out.
Going
Out.
Something about a golden goose.
golden goose. Kemed? Anything? Kemed, the butler, who is actually standing behind you guys as you're talking, he says, golden goose. I think the only golden goose I know about is on the Great Dane. But, well, it's not inconceivable that he went there. And he looks at you guys. The Great Dame is our riverboat gambling ship, frequented by
Ah,
many of the finer class, shall we say. And the lady Zelia says, yes, it's frequented by a bunch of lowlifes who have nothing better to do with their money than squander it and pretend that they're better than they are. But, oh, I am absolutely not surprised that that troublemaker wound up there. But in any case, what happened to him that he was in a cocoon? How did he wind up from there to a cocoon?
That he was not able to recount, and I relay to her, the condition we found him in, with his skin, and that how we had to perform a spell to restore him, to remove that condition from him,
You cast a spell on my son?
to cure him.
We healed him, madam.
Yes, yeah. I don't say a spell. I said we healed your son of his affliction that we found him in when we took him from the cocoon.
Well, our family priest is going to have to take a look at his condition and possibly he can maybe get more out of him. But in the meantime, it's quite obvious to me that he was kidnapped in some way and something was done to him. And I must know who our enemies are that they can be dealt with, who would do such a thing. I have
What did we detect? It was an abomination.
an aberration.
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 So I point that out, that it appeared that the mucus or whatever what the cocoon was made of was of an aberration.
An aberration.
If that helps you with any.
That doesn't help me. Kamed kind of raises his eyebrows and shrugs his shoulders. It's like,
Mhm.
no idea how it. Whatever happened, somebody kidnapped him, and I also happened to notice that the boy carelessly lost his family pendant, which is irreplaceable. It's an heirloom that must be returned to the house. Therefore, first off, I suppose you're looking for some sort of reward for bringing him to me. And for that, she'll puts out a bag of
Not
coins
especially.
Well, no, I said that was not our intent
Not our
whatsoever.
intention.
We are a party of what do I want to say, of good people, and we wanted to do we aid those who are in distress, and so we just wanted to make sure that he was returned to his home safely.
Yes, the only thanks we really need are if you could perhaps give us a place to stay for a couple of days while we're here in your beautiful city.
Well, you'll find that this should cover your costs quite nicely at any of the fine local establishments. And she pushes forward this bag of coins that she had put on the table.
Sure.
All right.
But
Well,
That'll
we thank you deeply for your generous compensation.
well, of course, we do not think of ourselves as being above that. But in this matter, I can see that you are professionals, and I am hoping that you would actually agree to possibly look into it further. If you can learn what happened to Artran and find out who did this, I would be willing to pay a reward of 500 gold pieces.
And where your pendant perhaps is wound up as
If
well.
you're able to retrieve the pendant, I will and return it to the family. I will pay you an additional 500 gold pieces.
Damn.
The pendant is of very high importance to me.
Okay. What does it look like?
It's a pendant with a capital R engraved with emeralds into an onyx disc.
Ooh. Okay.
What do you guys say? Sounds like fun to me.
Let's do it.
Yeah, in terms of other details that she can provide, and one of the reasons she was kind of concerned about this is that there apparently Arden isn't the first person to have disappeared lately. The
Okay.
water baron Nestra Ruthial was very interested after Arden disappeared, and Lady Desi got the distinct impression that Arton wasn't the only noble to have gone missing.
How long was he gone?
Ah,
Because he didn't seem to know.
yeah, that's what I am. Actually, I missed the detail. I'm trying to figure out. I believe it was several days at least. Blimey. I'm going to say it was a couple days.
Yeah.
Additionally, yeah, let's see. So, I'm sorry. What, any other details that you can offer up to her? She already.
Tell her pretty much everything we know.
We pulled him out of the river down by whatever, the location that it was, and yeah, that's about
And,
anything
you know,
else that we know about it.
the birds were fighting,
Yeah.
for him. So maybe, whatever. If he was on that boat, maybe he got into a bad gambling thing, and that was like retribution or something.
Quite possibly. What did he say anything else to you about remembering anything? Any details?
No, his memory was extremely
Limited.
fuzzy
Yeah.
and limited. Yeah.
He basically said he remembered getting dressed up to go out and leaving to go out, and that was pretty much it. And he just had this foggy memory of something about a golden goose.
Yes, the Golden Goose definitely points towards the Grand Dam, so that would seem like a logical place to investigate. No other details, though?
Mm-hmm. None.
No.
Okay. Yeah, so what is your plan then, if I might inquire? Perhaps there's some... Is there anything that I can do to help in terms of getting you started? You're obviously not residents of Yartar, so...
Yeah.
Will we have any trouble going anywhere to the gambling boat? Do we need a letter of recommendation or anything to get on there, or will they take anyone if they have
Money.
money?
Well, definitely. Well, again, this is not a frequent place that I frequent, but perhaps again, she raises an eyebrow at Kemed, and Kemed says, "From what I understand, again, not being a frequenter of this place, but it is they have rather exclusive clientele. It is frequented by nobles who have money and lots of it to spend. I would think that." You would need to at least look the part, and if you were to show up as guests to the Grand Dame dressed as you are, you would be quite firmly turned away. However, there is also a fact that they quite often hire people not as guests but as servants to help.
Security?
Not security. No, they have their own security force, but deckhands.
Okay.
What happens is the Grand Dam is a riverboat gambling. It sets sail at dusk every day and spends the night traversing the river. And quite frequently, in the evening before it sets out, they do some hiring of ship hands to row the ship.
Okay.
And those people come from all walks of life in the city. So you have several possibilities there in terms of getting into the ship. If you were to pose as nobles, you definitely will need new attire, and which the lady says, yeah, which we can supply for you, of course. Or if you were to take an alternative approach as a dockhand or as a shipsman, that would be an alternative mechanism, perhaps.
Well, I say, well, seeing that your son was potentially targeted because he looked the part by whoever this person did him. I think we would perhaps more success if we looked at the part instead of as deckhands or something like that.
Or one of us.
Or one of
Right.
us. Yeah, perhaps one of us. Who's the
Who's
best
bait?
looking one of us? I've got my exotic copper hued skin and glowy eyes and all that stuff, but who's the sexy beast of our party? Is that Groot?
I mean, I am a bard that has a disguise kit and shit, so I can pretty much
Okay.
look like anything.
All right. Yeah, you can doll yourself up then, I guess, Samrel.
Yeah, and the rest of us could be like deckhands that day.
So
Sounds like a
yeah,
plan.
then with that, it sounds like a coordinated approach might be needed if you wanted to split up in some way. Basically, if you want to get aboard, let me just see here. So yeah, and basically on any given night, you're gonna see several dozen like aristocrats and guild members coming aboard. There's let me just see the dockhands.
What time is it now? Are we is it still daylight or
It basically is almost a full 25 miles from where you last camped last night, so it's probably actually getting close to. Yeah, it's going to be tough because it's
so we should probably shack up for the night.
yeah, because
Yeah.
generally
That's
if you
what
want to
we
be
I got 7 hit
If
you wanna
points I
be
gotta
as duck-
restore from a stupid seagull.
if you want to arrive as like dockhands, they assemble an hour before dusk on the docks for inspection by the captain. Then at around more close to dusk is when all of the nobles and aristocrats arrive to board, and then a while short after that, the ship actually leaves dock and begins its voyage along the river. So yeah, you would have to get ready. You wouldn't have time probably to get ready as a commoner.
Yeah. No, I think
It'd be tough.
tomorrow.
Yep.
But in any case, she says to follow up probably, like she says, the water baron was very interested in her disappearance, so she might talk to one person, might be one person to talk to.
All right.
Sure. We'll do that in the morning.
Yep. All right. Thank you.
Okay. So you guys then take the bag, which actually has 100 gold piece in it, if you want to mark that down in the party loot.
Party loot. Yep. I will.
And one more thing, I guess. Did you guys? I can't remember now. Did you mention the lady that Archon said?
Yes. Yes, I mentioned
Yeah,
a
the
woman
purple-
with jet black
yeah,
hair. and
Okay, I
purple
couldn't. I'm
dress.
sorry, I missed that detail. I was trying to remember if you said that. Okay, so if you mentioned that to her, then she said that it might be one of the hands of Yartar, the woman, if that's who he's remembering. And she doesn't know where the hands of Yartar are, but if you look for hardened women in sordid places, you probably should be able to find someone.
Nice.
And what are the hands of
The Hand of
Yartar?
Yartar is basically the all-female thieves guild of the town.
Oh,
Ah.
gotcha. Okay.
And while she doesn't
That
deal
makes
with them
sense, yeah.
directly, she knows that they are a faction in the city
Yes,
that
yes.
she has to account for occasionally within her business. So she knows of them.
Right.
Mhm.
So in any case, yeah, so you've got 100 gold, which should be more than enough to cover you. Arden, before you leave, he comes down and he's had a bath now, and you can see he's dressed much more foppily than he was. Obviously, he was naked before, but he returns your clothes, Samrel, with great thanks. He apologizes for his mother's treatment.
Did he wash them?
He didn't have time to wash them, no.
It was a joke.
And even if he did, he wouldn't have washed them. But he, if you ask him that, he would probably ask to have them washed because you lent them to him.
I mean, I'd be cool with that. I don't want to wear someone else's clothes or clothes that someone
Uh-huh.
else wore.
All right, yeah. Well, he'll make sure that it's done. If you wish to stop back tomorrow, just see Khamed, and he will have your clothes ready and waiting for you. And he mentions
Perfect.
the
Thank you.
guards. I will definitely inform that you will be returning, so you will not be stopped or questioned. Just go ahead and come right up to the front door and knock, and Khamed will see to you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anyway, best of luck.
Where should we go crash for the night? Pearl-handled pipe?
Yeah.
That seems to
Sure.
be.
Maybe hit the Wink and Kiss. Maybe
We
hit the
need-
Wink
yeah,
and Kiss
we need to
Tavern on
hit
the way
that.
there.
Let's get our room first and then go there.
Okay, so yeah, it's getting near to dusk now. You head to the pearl-handled pipe. Don't have too much of a detailed description there, but it's basically a good quality inn. So you'd be paying standard rates for that.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
I'll take it out of the party
Yeah,
loot.
looking for inn
is
stay
it?
would be comfortable. So basically 8 silver pieces per person per night. You can round up to basically, you could round up to a gold piece, including like a meal, a decent meal.
Sure.
We want the high quality gruel.
No, it's actually a fairly nice place. They'll serve you food. Actually, they do serve food to members of the public as well, but guests actually will get a gratis meal with their stay. So yeah, you can book as many rooms. I mean, this place is actually pretty huge. It seats like 600 people, or you can accommodate 600 people, so there's no problem getting a room. You
Wow.
can each have your own room if you want.
Why not? Have our own rooms for once?
Whatever you guys want to do.
This party loot isn't opening for me for some reason. It opened before, but now it won't. I'm gonna
Oh, we didn't tell you?
X out and
Yeah, it should be editable and accessible to everybody.
come back in.
So you get yourselves a room there. By the time you get yourself squared away, it's probably getting close to maybe like 8 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Were you going to bunk for the night, or are you going to actually investigate something else?
Thought we were gonna go
What
drink.
time of night is
It's
it?
around 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
We've had a
That's
long day
probably-
of traveling.
Yeah, you guys are pretty tired.
Yeah,
too
let's
late to go.
carouse.
Talk to
I'll eat
that
and
one
go to.
guy.
I'll eat and go to sleep.
Yeah, I don't want to go talk to that one guy this late. So
No.
we
We can
can
just
talk to him
carouse down in
tomorrow.
the bar for an hour and then go to
Sure.
bed.
Okay. Standard carousing at the bar. Yeah, you guys don't really hear too much. Are you actually doing any investigation or anything, trying to gather information, or are you just hanging out?
is there any like music or anything? Otherwise, I would play my harp.
They actually probably do have, since it's a fairly upscale place. I mean, it's not like aristocratic, I wouldn't say that, but I mean, they probably have, decent mood music, some musicians, playing low key stuff in the background.
Yeah.
If you wanted to maybe join in with them, they would probably kind of raise their eyebrows, but I guess
Nah.
if you,
If there
fuck
was
'em.
nothing, I would play. But if there is something, then I'm just gonna listen and
okay,
enjoy.
yeah, they seem reasonably well competent. Again, it's like Kenny G music in the background. No, something that wouldn't offend any of the clientele.
That's it. We're leaving. I'm not going to stand for this
No.
music.
He's offended.
I know a dinner theater you can get hired at.
We know a place in Tribor that would be perfect for you guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay, well, if you guys otherwise do nothing else but just carouse around, then yeah, nothing else really happens. So you're free to take a long rest for the evening after you have your fill.
All right.
Let's see. It's 8 o'clock. Let's take a quick break.
Valdry goes to sleep muttering, "Goddamn giant seagulls."
That's really the giant threat of this whole
Giant
campaign. The giant
seagulls.
seagulls. They're behind the whole thing. Masterminds.
Do it.
Okay, let's take a quick break, and we'll be back
Okay.
in a little bit. Okay, we're back. Everyone rested? Well rested for the night? Not that you really expended too many resources, but fresh and clean for the morning. So yeah, you were at some point during the day, you're probably going to want to go back to the Rosolio Manor to. Well, Samuel needs to pick up his washed garments, but
His clean
yeah,
clothes.
if you were
Yes.
intending to maybe try and infiltrate the Grand Dame, I should show that on the map. That is actually located in the docks, and making sure I'm on the right layer here. Yep, down there.
Well, we were also told that near the Rosolio Manor was
That other
that
guy.
one guy.
The teleportation
Yes.
dude.
Trying to
Yeah.
remember his name.
That would have been, if you're going to investigate him, that would be Kolbaz,
Kolbaz.
yes.
I'd like to talk to him if possible.
So yeah, that would be around the area around these old ruins. There's a villa that's located over there.
Yeah, I mean, he might have some information on these disappearances and stuff too.
So yeah, so you've got that. You can investigate that. If you
Check
want
out
to
that.
investigate with the Water Baron of Yartar.
Yeah, that's close by. We should maybe stop there
Stop
first.
in and see what.
Yeah,
they
I'd like
know.
to pick up my clothes and then talk to him since they're all kind of near each other.
Yeah, but the water baron's right where we're staying.
Well, we
should
can talk to the water baron first then. Yeah,
Oh.
that's cool. That's what you want to do.
Okay. So if you want to stop there, so immediately after leaving the pearl-handled pipe, you kind of cross the marketplace, which is open. So you see lots of people kind of milling about, even though it's fairly early in the day. Lots of guards, the Shields of Yartar, standing guard outside the Water Baron's Hall. That's a large, squat building with a vaulted roof. The guards stop you outside and ask what your business is.
So we're here to talk to the water baron about something that happened to the Rosolio family.
All right. Why don't you come with me? I'll announce you and see if I can get you in to see her. So one of the guards escorts you in. They kind of set you aside in a waiting room while they go and try and arrange an appointment with the Water Baron, who apparently doesn't seem to be terribly busy. The guard comes back after about 10 minutes or so and says that the Water Baron can see you in less than a half an hour. So
Perfect.
you hang around for a
Okay.
little bit, and after a half hour, another guard comes back and says that the Water Baron Nestra Ruthiol will see you. So he leads you into her meeting room. Let's see. Okay. So yes, she greets you. She is middle-aged woman. Looks like she's very forward and direct. She doesn't mince words very often, but asks what precisely you're looking to talk to her about. Something about a disappearance.
Well, yeah. So we relay the whole story about how we came across the what's his face, how we found them, and how his mother, the lady Rosolio, mentioned that there seems to have been other of noble types who have disappeared in the town of recent, and so she's hired us to do some investigation to see if we can find out who is responsible for her son's abduction, and also to potentially look for a missing family heirloom as well. I'm wondering if you might have any information or things you could relay to us that might aid in our search.
Yes, well, yeah, as you might have or you might have heard, I was aware that Arton had disappeared, and I did pay a visit to the Lady Rosolio. It seems that there have been at least 3 nobles that have gone missing over the last few weeks. In addition to Arton, one Jacob Dawnflower and Timothy Salzburg. All 3 were young men and have disappeared. I did not.
Have the other 2 returned?
Have the others been found yet, or are they still missing?
They are indeed still missing. There have not been any clues that we've been able to find about where any of them are, and they all seem to have disappeared during the night. Timothy, I know, was a regular at the Great Dame, and Jacob might have been involved with the Hand of Yartar, or so the rumors say, but that is the extent of the information we've been able to determine.
Did they all disappear on the same night?
No, they disappeared on different nights, but all did disappear during the evening.
Okay.
But
Then there's
Are
Did
you
these
are
guys-
you aware of any kind of, how do I want to say, when we found the Lord Rosolio, he was encased in something that we seem to determine was an aberration. Are you aware of any type of that activity within Yartar?
nothing that I'm aware of, no.
We like to call it ick. He was covered in ick.
Ick.
No, that's nothing. I've not heard of any reports of anyone with that condition within the city limits. Though if you found him outside, it's something
do
that
these
may have
guys have
happened
anything-
after the fact.
Okay. Do they have anything in
could be
common,
true.
these guys?
Other than they were all young, wealthy young men of noble families or something like
So
that?
far, that's the only link we've found between the 3 disappearances. That they were young, noble men.
Are the other 2 as much of a mama's boy as this guy was?
She actually laughs a bit at that. I did not have the occasion to meet these other 2 individuals. It's just the information that we've been able to pull up of them so far.
Do you recommend we talk to the family?
I'm not sure what else you could glean that we haven't already covered, but you're welcome to do so if you wish. But
All right.
if you can find anything out and get to the bottom of this, I'd be more than happy to pay you 100 gold pieces for your effort.
Yeah, definitely.
The only thing is that I cannot say that you will be working officially for me or the city. And if you're caught doing anything illicit, or if you take up arms against the shields or any of Yartar citizens, I'll deny ever having met you.
Well, I'm sure there's record of having met us, but
And she
I
looks at
pull
me and
out a
goes, and who are
recorder.
you? Nice.
but no, we're not under the assumption we're working for you by any means.
Nope.
But we thought it would be best to come talk to you, and through the official channel, and also let you know that we are looking into it. So
Yes, again, if you do find out any information, come directly to me. You will be, if you do wish to do this, it will be very much be an unofficial capacity that you would be working for me. Again, I do not wish it to be
Understood.
known.
right.
Or not working it for you, as the case may be.
Exactly. You catch on quickly.
Wink, wink.
Why do you not wish it to be known?
Shut up.
Let's just say that being in a position such as mine does not necessarily make you popular with everyone, and there are many who would take any opportunity to see me brought down.
Okay, understood.
This just sounds like something that would concern the leader of a town. That's all.
Well, of course I'm concerned. Yes. Which is why I'm willing to pay you 100 gold pieces for this.
I would expect people to understand, but maybe the people of this town are not as smart as I thought. Wow.
She doesn't reply one
See,
bit.
we don't know this guy. He just came.
Okay.
And you guys went off all on me just because I launched a few firebolts early. Jeez.
Well, I
And
don't know,
smacked
I don't-
and smacked a head guardsman around in front of the priest or something. Man, you guys let this guy slide.
well, I don't see why they would
he's
have
just
a problem with her being concerned about people going missing in her
well,
town.
go ahead and make an
Well,
insight check.
That's not the problem. I think the problem is she doesn't want it to look like she's hiring outside help.
Samuel, you get the
deal.
impression that she genuinely does want this to be solved. However, some of the implications of what they found out so far may have some political issues involved.
Ah,
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking, and that's why I said that was because
It's the old
it
story.
seems, yeah, like there's something she's hiding from
Yeah,
us.
well, no, she's
Right.
not. Well, she
her-
doesn't feel. You
Not
don't get the
hiding.
impression that she's hiding
Yeah.
anything from you. You get the impression more that it's again, she has.
she wants to be discreet.
Well, she has given you information that if you were to just blab around about, or if it could come back to her. I mean,
Right.
specifically, she mentioned the Great Dame and she mentioned the Hand of Yartar. And if you guys were involved in some sort of official capacity for the associated with the Water Baron, involvement with those two, there may be political retribution for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
So, in any case,
All right.
There's more going on than what meets the eye, I guess, is what I'm
oh
saying.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely. You get
Yeah.
the sense that it's definitely deep politics, not anything like she's up to
Right.
something nefarious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she doesn't seem involved in it.
No,
at
she
all.
genuinely seems to want to get. In fact, she's she pulls out another bag. Well, not another for her, but if she pulls out a bag, and she'll pay you 100 gold up front for your investigative efforts. She genuinely wants
wow.
you guys to
Okay.
solve this issue because
Okay.
and it's not every day. You know, obviously the nobles in the town are powerful, but it's still not every day that the water baron is going to just kind of pay a visit when your son goes missing. So she
Yeah.
genuinely wants this resolved, and you can tell.
All right. Guess we're on our way then.
So yeah, that's basically about your encounter. So you're shown the exit, and that didn't take too long. It's probably only about 9 o'clock, so you've got plenty of time
Sure.
for the rest of the day.
Let's go find that other guy now, eh?
Yeah, go grab my clothes and try to find. Oh shit! What'd I do? Well, I closed it. Oops.
It did it again. Damn party loot. Won't open for me.
I just somehow backed all the way out of roll 20. I don't know what I just did.
I see you on the link still.
Yeah, I just logged back in.
Okay.
Good.
So you're gonna stop at the Roselia Manor first, or
Sure.
Yeah, let's
Get
just
his
stop
clothes
and grab
first.
my clothes and on the way.
okay? So you stop back there, as promised. The guards let you by immediately, with no problem, and knocking on the door. Pretty much immediately, Kmed greets you, and he does have your clothes that have been not just washed but pressed, neatly folded.
Ooh.
And he has he asks, well, he says that because you hadn't really come up with a plan for what you wanted to do or how you wanted to do it, the lady took the liberty of preparing 6 sets of clothing, a more aristocratic garb for you in case you did want to pose as guests.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'll
That'd be
put that on the loot as well.
And
Or should we each just take one and put like aristocratic clothes
Sure.
on our sheets?
Is that what you want to do, or do you want to edit in the party loot?
I don't know What do you think, everybody?
It sounds like you're having trouble with the party loot, so maybe it'd just be easier for everyone to write it down or add it.
Yeah,
I
I'll
got
just
it. I
add
got it open again.
Oh.
So, but yeah, let's just put it on our own.
Okay.
And the other thing he mentions, I guess, well, he asks you more. What is your plan? Because he was able to do a little bit more research.
Don't know yet.
What's the
Don't
total?
know yet. Yeah.
What's the total?
The total of
What?
We're putting something on our party loot. What am I
Well,
putting
just
on?
add
I
fine
took care of that already.
fine clothes to your own.
Yeah.
Oh,
aristocratic outfit.
clothing.
Or I just
Yeah.
added fine clothes.
Yeah,
'cause
fine
that's one of the
whatever it
clothes
works.
types.
Oh, fine clothes.
You guys look funky and fine.
Got fine clothes.
So again, Komet asks what your actual plan is for.
So I think we had worked out that our bard Samral, who is adept in disguises, was going to make himself up to be a wealthy noble person, while the rest of us were going to go and hire on as deckhands and whatnot, and we would kind of scour and investigate the ship, and he's kind of like the bait.
Mhm.
Yeah. And we want to try to perhaps gather more information throughout the day by talking to a couple of leads that we have.
Okay. From what he has learned more, if you're going to be posing as workers, you won't need the aristocratic clothes.
No.
But generally, workers would normally arrive early in the evening, a few hours before the guests. The captain of the Grand Dame goes by the name of Nelvin, and he has the workers line up before going down the line one by one and appraising them, making sure that they're of the appropriate character and can be trusted to be hired. Absolutely no weapons are allowed on the ship.
All right.
Is one of us
Is-
going to be the bait? Is that going to be Samro?
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, is absolutely no weapons involve guests and
Yes.
workers? Okay.
Yes.
I am a weapon.
I am a weapon.
I'm gonna roll up my sleeves and ask, does that mean I have to register these?
And Valbury reaches over and whacks him in the back of the head again.
Evidently, his mind is not the weapon either.
This guy, whack.
He says, yeah, it's
But he,
both guests and workers are not allowed to bear weapons on the ship, but generally, if you're going to be posing as a worker, you're going to be expected to essentially say how high when they ask you to jump, and you're going to be the supplicant. Whereas if you're going to be the guest, then you're going to have a little bit more. They're going to be less likely to want to offend you, or I mean, you're going to be basically the paying customer, so to speak.
Would a guest go alone, or would they have like people with them?
An entourage.
Yeah.
Not. He doesn't know
So,
for
like-
sure, but it's you see both
Okay.
couples and individuals going there. It's certainly not something where it's it's a socialite type of. It's a socialite type of engagement. You want to be seen there if you're anybody, but at the same time, there are a lot of people that just go solo, and a lot of people just genuinely like going for the gambling that takes place.
Yeah.
right.
I mean, like
All right.
obviously Arton was gone. Well, you're not sure actually. there's this mysterious purple lady, but he was at least setting out by himself, and he, may not have met the, who knows.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't actually remember anything about the Great Dame, or going there or anything. So
Right.
Because like
right.
Mirror could go with me as my like date or whatever. And,
Eye candy.
yeah, my eye candy.
yeah, he does.
If
Or
we
your
wanted to have,
your trusted handmaiden or something like
or,
that.
or just if we wanted to have less of us as
Right.
quote unquote staff.
Sure.
Komed does say that generally there is a guest list, but if you guys aren't on it,
Can you buy your way
well,
on
that's
it?
the thing. Turning away wealthy visitors is not really the best for business, so it may
Right.
be depend.
What if I go as your pet, Kyle?
Yeah, you could come as a pet.
yes. Yes.
Like a,
A
I don't know, a
pet,
cat or
How
a.
about your
pet,
pet
and a
weasel
woman.
from the bag of a pet weasel?
My pet
No,
weasel.
not a pet weasel, but something that a rich person might carry around.
Like a giant gorilla.
Well, that might not be
Like a
allowed.
giant gorilla.
He thinks that's a
My
very good
pet
way to get kicked
giant
off the ship,
gorilla.
actually, because there may be other patrons that might object to having animals around.
Oh,
Bunch
Okay.
of dicks.
These
yeah.
guys are dicks.
They're racist towards you, Paul.
Do bodyguards? If he's an aristocrat, can bodyguards be there? Even weaponless bodyguards, peace-bonded bodyguards.
Sure, that's not unheard of. In fact, if you want, he says that the
We should do
lady
that.
the lady has authorized him to actually accompany you if you want Kmed to come along. He would be along strictly more as a kind of an observer, if you will, but he's
We could be,
Yeah.
we could, Mirror could be the arm candy, and the rest of us are the bodyguards.
Yeah.
3 bodyguards. Wow, you guys are
Well,
hey, you're rich,
yeah.
man.
rich.
Well, 4 bodyguards, including him.
Yeah.
I can go invisible. Although I suspect they have ways to
Yeah.
see invisible.
Right.
I think some might have to try to infiltrate by being
All right,
deckhands.
I'll do the deckhand bit. What the heck?
How much money is tossed around on this boat? Do you think?
he doesn't have any kind of figure for that, but they do extremely well. It's definitely one of the more popular attractions in the city, and
Well, Samuel, who do you want to be with you as your bodyguard? What do you
Well,
want as
Would
your
more
backup?
than one bodyguard make sense? Because if he's gonna come with, would a second person as well make sense, or just him and Mirror?
well, there's no really need to. You can all go separately if you want. I mean, it doesn't. You don't need to all go as one group. You could have one person with a bodyguard, another
Yeah.
person with a bodyguard, like
Okay.
that. I mean,
Yeah.
we
Well,
do
I'll
that.
bring Mirror and him as our bodyguard,
And then
so the 3 of us can go, and then like the 3 of you can go.
do that as
somehow.
solo guests.
Yeah,
Sure.
but as
Sure.
as guests, you need to. I don't think we have enough money to split it all up.
Yeah, we gotta spread the wealth, don't we?
I mean, I have 70 gold on my own person.
How much does it cost?
Not
I'm
Party
not sure,
loot.
but I mean, if you're a high roller, it's. Yeah.
I have
I don't think-
300 gold, and I haven't touched it in a
I don't
long
think
time.
300 gold is anything to scoff at. They're not gonna.
that's a lot of money,
They're
actually.
not gonna look at. Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
gonna look at him with 300 gold and be like, "Wow, you."
Yeah,
peasant."
exactly.
Oh,
Okay.
I've got 60. If I could take a little out of party loot, then I would look like I.
Yeah,
you know-
we have 500 in party loot. 505 right now.
Well, how much did the lady give us in
That's
thanks?
added in there already.
Yeah,
How
that's
much
it.
was that?
She paid you
100.
100 gold pieces for returning her son.
Okay.
Plus 100.
So we could
from-
each take 100 out of party loot and be like, you
Yeah.
know, play bigwigs,
Yeah.
Right.
right?
I think
Whatever.
so. Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. Did you want Kmed to come with you, or are you just going to split up?
Oh, sounds like a good
Well,
idea.
I think
It's a good look,
yeah,
Penny.
he should come with me and Mirror, and we'll kind of that'll make it easier. The less groups we're separated into, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Right.
First-
let me just kind of group you guys for how you're going to be. So Groot, Valdry, and Serendial are going to be one group, and Mirror, Samril, and Kmed are going to be in another group then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Team A and Team
Team
B.
A and Team B. Okay, who's who's A and who's B? Okay. All right. So that in that case, then, so you're all going to be basically posing as guests then. Okay.
Sure.
Yep.
In that case, then
Yeah.
it would be a little bit later, probably after dusk, so probably closer to like 8 o'clock or so, that you guys would be coming on board.
Meeting up.
So I need to figure out what I can bring in to is
No weapons.
I get it, no weapons. So I could bring in my coin pouch. I don't need my backpack, obviously.
Yeah, we'd
Could I
leave
bring
a,
could I
all
have my
that at the
bags on
inn.
my belt? I guess is that normal or no?
It depends on how big the bag is. I mean, like a pouch that you'd like carry coins in or something would not be out of place, really, but it would look kind of weird wearing aristocratic clothing. It probably, well, let me put it this way. You guys will not be on the guest list, so to get on, you're going to need to basically use charisma. You're going to need to like essentially pass a check to get on the ship. And if you're doing anything that makes you in any way suspicious, that's going to be a tougher check for you to make.
I'm fucked with charisma, guys. I can't bribe my way in.
Well, again, if
I
you're
mean,
going
you
into
mean
this
like
solution
a-
where one of you is like the actual aristocrat and the others are just,
The roller.
it's going to be
Yeah.
one person.
Yeah.
Or
I
staff.
would rather go as the bodyguard.
Yeah.
Like a persuasion check or something is what you're talking about. like-
Deception more.
or
Yeah, that is not me. I'd do about
how
so.
about persuasion?
I've got I've got 14 charisma for me, Groot, and
What is your deception?
my deception is 2
Yeah, that's
Wait, +2.
That's 2 more than I have.
Yeah.
plus 2.
not an actual score of 2.
No, plus 2.
Could I use performance?
Persuasion is plus 5.
My persuasion is +6.
It's going to be a deception check against an insight check, really.
Damn it.
That's what it's boiling down to.
Okay.
all right. I've decided since my charisma is an 8, and I think I would. Why don't I just get on as an animal of some type? A spider, a small spider, right? I don't even. I could just
Yeah, you-
Oh,
hang
yeah.
out to the side of the fucking boat. I don't care.
So my my disguise kit says that. Does that mean I get to add a +3 to a deception check if I'm
Yeah, I would let you do that.
Guys.
using a disguise? Okay.
Well, what is your deception kit? Or I mean, what is your deception score?
Well, my deception's just a 4 because that's my charisma modifier.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, let me look
Yeah.
that up because that's actually less. The disguise kit actually has a score with it.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is that something that you add on top of your deception, or is that because I would only get a 3 with that? Is that
Okay,
something,
so
like, do I get a 7 then?
Basically,
or...
But yes, Groot should crawl in as like a spider or something like that, or
let's
a little birdie.
focus one at a time here. I've got several things. So
Okay,
first of all,
sorry.
Samuel, basically proficiency with a disguise kit lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability checks. So are you already proficient in deception?
No.
Okay, so that would allow you to add your proficiency bonus to that deception check.
Okay, so instead of a 4 for my charisma, it would become a 7 because I'd be able to add my 3 proficiency
Right,
bonus.
exactly.
Okay. Cool. Then I have a
That's
7
decent.
to deception.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No.
And Groot, yes, I mean, if you wanted to,
It is the way we roll.
Well, yeah, I'll get an 8. Don't worry.
Yeah, so I think what I would do is, so whoever's going to get onto the ship, let's have a signal, a noise, screaming, yelling, something that would say, hey, I think I will sneak on and be in the ship at some point, but knowing that there's something going on, if somebody did a word, said a sound, something that might trigger something that would be that we agree on would be good.
Now.
Now, holy fuck!
Well, once
Look
you're
at that.
on
How
the
about
ship,
how
And
about
then the lights came on.
Serenity now! Serenity now!
once you're on the ship and it's moving, would it be a problem if you hid away somewhere and turned back into your
Probably not. That would,
normal self?
Right.
They're probably not going to be constantly checking everyone's credentials once you're already on,
And
I
it's
will-
moving, right?
I would think.
I will
about-
figure that out once I get on.
How about
Right.
tippy toe? Tippy toe.
It would just seem weird that they would constantly be checking everyone's credentials once you're already on.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
is
know.
weird.
That just seems weird.
I agree.
Okay. In that case, then, so Komed says, when did you want to meet up at the dock?
You said 8 o'clock, so we could meet at 7:30.
That's when. Okay, yes, that's when the nobles would be lining up to board. So okay, yeah. So he will come along basically as a servant to you, Samrel. He'll basically be like your servant. Groot's gonna go independently as a whatever.
Spider.
Yep.
And Valdry and Serendiel, out of you two, is Valdry going to be?
I'm going to be a bodyguard.
Okay, so Serendiel, you're going to be the bodyguard of
So-
Valdry. Okay, so that gives me an idea. So then, sure, Komed will meet you guys at the dock at around 7:30 then. Cool.
Okay.
All right, then you guys
gonna
are
meet?
pretty well set as far as that goes.
Yep.
Gonna go talk to teleport guy
Teleport
next.
guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go talk to him.
I guess I could be moving your
Uh,
token around on here. Let me get back here.
Another
His
thing
name
that I was
Is
thinking
Cobalt.
is I could maybe talk to that thieves guild, seeing Mirror's a chick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you want to do some investigation to see if you can get any leads on that,
Yeah.
go ahead and make an intelligence investigation check. Nice. Okay, yes.
Huh.
You actually, you get a lead, asking around. I mean, this is, everyone in town kind of knows that this Hand of Yartar exists. They just aren't very visible.
Sure.
But as far as like getting a lead to be able to get in touch with one of them, you get a lead that there's a woman that you can find in an alley, who's, just kind of like, she's gonna look a little too well fed and sharp eyed. But she's known as Scimitar Sally.
Alright.
Back alley Sally.
Back alley Sally. Yeah. Scimitar Sally. Yeah. So that, yeah, you find some people that confess to knowing some people, and that.
Sure.
Yeah. So she kind of arrange a meeting with her. And basically, again, kind of a back alley situation, but you link up with her, and so yeah, you find yourself, she's all alone, but she's said, so you wanted to see me? What's up?
Well, we're
This would probably
looking for some information on
be somewhere around there.
a mark of mine that might have been hit already. The guy named Rosalio.
Rosalio? Never heard of him.
Rosalio? No? Guess he's some noble here in town. And I'm supposed to steal something, but I'm not very good at it. I'm a ranger, so but the money was good, so I said I could do it, but there's no way. So I was hoping maybe that you could help, or
You want help stealing something?
Oh, so that's what you guys do?
What do you mean, you guys?
Your group?
What group you mean?
Oh, I forgot the name.
Say it.
The Hand of Yartar?
Yeah, the hand.
Don't know anything about no hand. But
Really?
yeah, and I'm not
I
into
was-
stealing things from people. But you know, cough up enough coin, I might be able to point you to someone who is.
Oh. Well, how much would that be?
How much you got?
Yeah. I asked the first question. You don't answer a question with a question. What's your price?
Well, I need to know more about what precisely you want. I'm not just going to come up and go stealing with someone I don't know. That's a crime.
Yeah. It's like a family heirloom.
Family heirloom. Sounds like it involves rich people. You want me to break in?
Well,
You
yeah.
want someone to break into some kind of villa and steal something?
Well, they usually wear it.
Oh, so a light finger job, huh?
Yeah. But there's a little hitch. Is it? It's been stolen already, and I need to find it so I can steal it.
Wait, okay, I'm really confused now. You want me? You want help stealing something, but
trying
you
to-
don't know who's got it.
Yes.
So you want me to?
I'm mainly looking for information. I figured your group might have the information, so hopefully you guys didn't steal it, but you might. I don't know. Maybe I could buy it off you.
What information? I'm. She's looking extremely confused right now. So tell me what you need, what everything you know about this. Who's this person? This Rosio guy or whatever. Tell me everything you know.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't give you any information until you tell me what you know.
It's a young aristocrat, and he has a necklace that he wears, and he lost it, and I'm trying to find it so I can collect a reward.
Okay, so this is an aristocrat, and you said his name was who?
Rosalio.
Rosalio. And when did this happen?
A few days ago. 3 maybe.
And do you give him a description? Give her a description of him? Or
Yeah.
any other details?
No, that's pretty much all I have at this point.
Well, for a few platinum, maybe.
I don't have platinum. I have some gold and I have some gems.
1 platinum is 10 gold pieces.
Yeah. I know.
Make a charisma check. Persuasion if you want.
Persuasion. That's my worst.
She says, "You know, I'm real sorry. I don't know anything about what you're talking about."
All right.
And I don't know who this Handa Yarder is, but we don't generally go around stealing necklaces. Which makes no sense when she says it like that, but I don't know
Right.
anything about this, but there's people that I don't know anything about wouldn't do this.
Right. Wouldn't do that. Okay.
Sounds more like you might be looking into something that the Zents are up to, or maybe even the Harpers, or maybe somebody else. I don't know.
Oh. All right. Thank you. I'll
Yeah, thanks for nothing.
I'll give I'll give her I don't know. I'll give her 5 gold pieces for the information.
You keep it. I think you need it more than I do. And she leaves.
All right.
Oh well. Um. So yeah, that kind of took you towards the center of town. It's now getting close to possibly noon. Were you wanting to head to the villa of the wizard?
Yeah. Yeah. Somewhere around there. You said?
Yes, that area. Is this is basically a ruin of an old tavern or something that I don't know. It rumors around town are that it's actually like haunted, but it doesn't. You don't see any apparitions
Ooh.
or anything. It looks like it might be, or the rumor is that it's cursed or something happened to it. But on the other side of these ruins, you come across a kind of a disheveled looking villa. But you can see that around the back there's a walled enclosure in the back, and on the other side of it you do get the impression that there's a very elaborate garden on the other side. It's an 8-foot high ivy colored stone wall, and yeah, and there's a big front door that's wooden and in good repair.
So this is your guy, right, Kyle?
Yeah, he would be part of the Harpers. So
Yeah.
I would
Sweet.
knock on the door, I guess.
Okay.
See.
There's a boom, boom, boom. So yes, after a little bit, the front door opens and you see an older gentleman. He's got no beard, but he does have white hair, and he's got kind of a sullen look on his face. And he says, "What do you want?"
I guess, is there a way to kind of signal that I'm a member of the Harpers?
I believe you do have a sigil that you can kind of reveal if you want
yeah,
to other
yeah.
people.
I would kind of hold my sigil and just be like, I'm here looking for a friend.
He kind of squints at you and says, "And who are you?"
I'm Samrel, Calcus from Silvery Moon.
Well, Samrel from Silvery Moon. Who are you looking for?
I was told that I could meet a certain Kolbaz here.
Well, a certain Kolbaz is who you're talking to. What are you looking for? I don't recall ever meeting you before.
I have not met you, but I have heard of you from my parents in Silvery Moon. They mentioned something of a what's the teleportation called?
Oh, the inner circle is what it's called too.
They've mentioned something of potentially the inner circle being located here under your watch.
The inner circle, you say? What gives you that impression?
Well, my parents have told me of this.
Why don't you go ahead and make a persuasion check?
Right.
Oh.
Do it.
Yes.
That's not bad.
Very nice roll,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Well, he looks you up and down for a minute. Your parents, huh? Well,
They are both members of Foculin, the Bard College.
he says, mind if I take a look at that symbol of yours?
Be my guest.
He takes a look at it. You see him kind of do some kind of motion with his hand, and he says, "Well, according to this, you aren't approved for use of the teleportation network. I can't grant you access to it until you get it. But
That's understandable. Where do I get that access then?
well, you'll need to speak with oh, what's his name? Heck, so many people. Starts with K. It's a different name though. Crowan. Crowan Valharo in Everland can grant you permission, indefinite permission to use the network. That said, I might allow a one-time use for a fellow Harper if you maybe would be able to or willing to do something for me.
Anything for a friend.
Know what I mean? Know what I mean?
Why
Know
don't you
what I
come
mean?
inside?
Nudge, nudge.
Absolutely.
You got purty lips.
Yeah. Can't do this right in the door.
All right, so yeah, he leads you in through the villa to it looks like a very elaborate garden patio. There's
Do I hear a banjo?
no,
at
you
all?
don't. But you see statues of there's statues of flocking dryads and satyrs all over the place, among flowers and stone benches and everything. And anyway, he says that yeah, if what I'm looking for is actually some help. I've gotten word. Have you heard of the Hand of Yartar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Why, yes, we have.
They're popular. Around
Anyway,
They exist, but they don't exist.
information's come to me that they've acquired some sort of a strange magical orb and are preparing to auction it off. I know that at least several other groups are interested, including the Zents, and I really don't want them to get their hands on it. Problem is,
Didn't we
That's-
get some kind of orb early in the campaign? Something?
Yes, we did. Didn't we leave it in water deep?
Well, you mean the dragon's eye
Yes.
gems?
Yeah.
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 That's
yeah.
with the wizard or whoever the dude is
It
in
doesn't-
Waters Deep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Might not be there now. Right.
Ask
So
him
can,
what it looks
describe
like.
this thing.
Yeah.
Describe this thing to us. We might have seen it before.
well, I
Yeah.
guess it could have. I don't know. From what I understand, this orb is reputed to be very magical. It's elemental in nature. About all I know is that the word that's come to me through my Harper contacts is that we really don't want the Zents getting their hands on it. So,
That's understandable.
I don't know where the Hand of Yara got it, but I think that we need to outbid them. Or outbid the Zents.
Or could we just kill all the Zents and move on? I'd be willing to do that instead.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
This guy hates the Zents. Just
Or at least the ones that are in this town.
We can just work on them one at a time. Eventually, they run out of Zents.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to try and persuade you one way or the other with regards to the Zents, but from the word up on high anyway is that we need to get this through some other means. But again, they aren't going to sell it to me. They know who I am. So it's kind of a trick. You guys look like you're new to town. They probably don't know who you are.
Yep.
So
they shouldn't.
if you'd be willing to step in there and do the auction, so to speak, of course I'd be fronting you the money for it. But if you could take
Sure,
possession of this orb through this auction and bring it back to me, then I'd consider it a kindness and be more than willing to let you guys through this teleportation circle.
Absolutely. Have you heard when and where the auction is to occur?
Precisely, I'm not sure when, but the Hand of Yartar has let it be known that anyone who's interested in bidding on the orb should inquire at the Wink and Kiss Tavern. It's a tavern of ill repute near the city's central market square.
I know that place. It's right by Blow and Go.
That's the one.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so apparently,
Alrighty then.
yes, you just need to make an
Oh,
appointment
man.
with the hand at that, a representative of the hand at that place. And anyway, I'm not sure what the bidding is up to right now, but I can provide you with 6 200 gold piece gems, which should give you 1,200 gold of bidding power to work with. Of course, if it winds up,
It doesn't sound like a lot for this
Yeah, right.
priceless orb, but if you think it's enough, okay.
I don't know about it being
I'm not asking you
priceless.
for more
It's just
money.
something we don't want the Zents to get their hold of.
Oh,
It's very valuable.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you have a good idea of that's what it would take to win the bid. Then that's, I mean, you know more than I do. I would trust
That's the general
And if it
word,
take-
or at least
If it takes more,
based on what the word is from on high. I haven't found out exactly what this orb is, although I may be very curious to find out if you can get a hold of it. But that's the amount that we've been told to try and get this for through this bidding process. But again, they aren't going to sell it to me.
so,
So since they know you, I assume you know them. Is there a way to recognize them in the Wink and Kiss? How will I be able to know which person to talk to? I'm assuming there's more than one person in this tavern.
I would say again, I'm not a frequent customer of the Wink and Kiss, but as far as this auction goes, the hand has let it be known that you just need to present yourselves as being interested in the auction, and I think that should get you
Okay,
in to the appropriate parties involved.
that's perfect. That's what I need to know, and I can help you out here.
Excellent. So just a minute. He turns away, goes into another room at the villa, and comes back with yet another sack. You guys are just
We
bursting
got
with
so many
sacks.
sacks.
and if it takes more than the 1,200,
I will reimburse you for.
and we
I will
add-
reimburse you for anything that might go above that amount. If it turns out to be less, keep the profit. I'm more than willing to share the wealth in this regard. It's pretty important. It's been made. It's been emphasized to me that this is pretty important, so I'm emphasizing it to you in whatever ways.
Keeping anything
Alright.
important out of the hands of the Zentarum sounds like a good idea to me.
Good rule to live by.
I will always follow that method.
Excellent. So yes, again, I'm not sure when this auction is gonna take place, but as far as I'm aware, they're still taking bids. So,
all right,
Hopefully not tonight.
right.
Yeah.
but in any case, you bring me back that orb,
Split the
Uh,
party.
I'll roll out the red carpet for you.
Perfect. Thank you. my
Yes,
friend.
no problem.
Fit in with this red town.
Might want to get your shots after you leave the wink and nudge.
I
Yeah.
think we might want to get some shots before we go.
Hey, maybe I can make some money there.
Oh dear. So anyway, yeah,
Well,
he
beer will be out back.
he thanks you again and shows you the door. And let me re-enable that spot on the map so you know where that is. But in the meantime, yeah, it's about maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock. So you got plenty of time.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
head
well,
there then.
let's- Go back. Yeah, let's go there. And
See what we can find out there.
So you're going to the Wink and Kiss Tavern,
yeah.
all right?
You sound very excited
Yes, you
about
do.
it.
The nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Wink and
Know what I mean?
Kiss
Know what I mean?
Tavern, it's definitely open. Let's see. So you guys enter in there, and I have actually got a little map for you.
Oh, ho, ho.
So you see a bunch of customers milling about the bar at some of the tables. There's a couple of guards wandering around too, and the bartender is behind the counter. It's a pretty seedy looking joint, but not like it's, there aren't dead bodies
Not
on
the
the floor.
worst place.
Yeah.
But the bartender sees you walk in and says, "Oh, what can I do for you?"
Hey,
Drinks.
what sort of
Drinks
drinks
for
do you
my
have
party.
here? What sort of ale?
List of drinks is on the counter. I don't have a drink list for them.
All
Okay,
right.
well, I mean, I'm assuming they have a house ale or something. I would say.
What's your house specialty?
Give me a glass of your house ale or whatever.
Okay, yeah, I don't have a list of house ales. This place wouldn't be that
All
high
right.
end anyway. But
For the
Whatever
entire
they got
party.
for an
Yeah,
ale,
the-
that's all I want.
it'd be the standard, 4 copper for a mug of ale.
All right.
Okay.
Out of the party loot.
Oh yeah. Take 4 copper out of the party loot for each of us.
So they pour it up for you, just for you or for everybody.
For the entire
Okay.
party. Yarr.
Everybody.
Feel free to
Yeah,
grab a
5
table
of them,
then.
so 20 copper.
Let's pick. How about this one down here in the corner?
Sure.
So 10 copper to a silver.
Yep.
Right?
10, yeah, so 2 silver worth
Yeah.
of ale,
Yeah.
and then give me or take out 5 more copper as a tip.
Oh,
All right.
thank you kindly.
And then I'll say to the bartender, I've heard of an auction occurring in this establishment. If you could send someone my way along with that ale, if you know anything about that, I'd appreciate it.
Well, let me look into that for you, and I'll get back to you.
And then I'll head to the table.
Okay. What about the rest of you guys?
Damn it! I wanted that seat.
I stole your seat. Sorry.
No, Valerie did.
Oh, Valdry did. Okay. Well, you guys can get over it.
You know I like the corner seat.
Fine, take the corner seat.
So the bartender, as you're sitting down, he walks over to a side room. He's gone for a few minutes. After a while, he comes back out and approaches your party at the table and says,
Without Serendiel.
yeah, I don't know what Serendiel's
by
just
the
hanging out
door.
by the door, I guess.
I'm casing the joint.
Case in the joint.
Case in the joint. He says, yeah, if you're here
I'll watch from over here. How's that?
If you're here about the auction, yeah, why don't you go back and speak with Noreen in that room? And he points to the room that he came out of earlier. This.
Yeah,
This one.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll head
But
back there.
This
All right.
Yeah.
You can do it.
All right, just you by yourself.
Yeah. I said-
Otherwise we'll be suspicious if we all. Go
I mean, I
trouncing
don't
back
think we
there.
all want to go, but if
No.
I'm gonna hang out the bar and just watch to see if anyone's gonna come and mess with
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Group
mean,
wants to
and so
come
Mira and I are at the table. We've got an eye on whoever's in the joint and looking for anything suspicious or anything like that.
Okay. And Groot, you're going with Samuel?
I thought we were making out or something.
You're muted, Paul.
You wish, Mir.
Sorry. Yes, I'm going with.
Okay. All right. So the door is unlocked. It's just closed. So you're able to open it, and it reveals another room with 3 people in it. It's a private room. Inside, there's a dark-haired human female with icy blue eyes, dressed in traveler's garb. Seated behind a large wooden table with empty chairs across from her. 2 big human mercenaries in armor lean against the walls close by. studies you a minute and smiles and says, "The bidding starts at 1,500 gold pieces. What's your offer?"
We have Samuel in our party loot. We have 10 100 gold piece gems also. So we have another 1,000.
Yeah, so I can do 1,700.
1,700, you say? Done. Well,
Do you know
Wow.
what you're buying?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you guys stumbled into the wrong.
so,
Yeah.
what the hell are you buying?
Yeah. Better. Yeah, you need to
You
confirm.
want to say?
Would
Yeah.
we
you
would we be able to see
so you just
the item?
yes. If you go ahead
Yeah,
and
we-
leave that amount.
We bought a
If
rock.
you can, if you want to leave that amount on the bar on the with the barkeep, then we can take you to where. And at that moment, suddenly there's a sound of breaking glass, and
Uh-oh.
a crossbow bolt juts through the front. Actually, it would be from the side, so it juts through the side of her neck, and she's going.
Holy crap.
Holy crap!
Tell where that came from?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Jesus.
Tavern fight! Tavern fight!
Oh, God.
You
Groot
You
had
don't
a decent perception.
you determine that the crossbow bolt looks like it. Well, and now you can tell because it's the only window in the place, but it came through.
Well, yeah.
Oh Jesus! Damn, roll 20. Right tool comes through this. It came through that window. You.
I jump right out the window.
What's that?
Groot
I
is
go and I
jumping
jump
out the
right
fucking-
the window.
All right. Well, let's let's go to initiative then.
She's already dead. I can't help her.
She's not dead.
Don't forget
Alright.
the grip.
She's not dead.
It went through her neck.
She's bleeding and gasping, but she is not
fast.
dead.
Oh.
I've
Oh,
got
this is
Revivify.
D&D, man.
I'm saving
I've
her
got
ass.
Revivify too.
Let's go ahead
Okay,
and
all right.
roll initiative first.
I will shut my hole.
And I'm going to add her.
Jesus Christ!
Oh,
I love hearing that.
Oh, it was something.
That father puss bucket. Fuck you, roll 20.
I know.
Your die rolling randomization sucks. Could have written
Wait,
a
it's random?
Yeah. Apparently not. I could have written a GW basic program to do a better job than roll 20
I was gonna
does.
say I don't think it's random because I get shit rolls every time.
Yeah. My Atari 400 had.
now we're bringing that. I'll go back to my TRS-80 Model 2, man. That's what I'll and run a program off a cassette tape, and it'll do a better job.
I can get better random numbers shaking my abacus.
oh yeah. I'll throw polished bones down on the dirt floor of my cave. It'll be a better result.
Okay, so it's starting at the initiative. It's actually Noreen is the first one to go. Oh, I guess I didn't order. The guards. I'll just have them go on her turn. So she's
Well, technically, is her dexterity higher than mine, or do I go
good
before her?
point. What is your dex?
18.
Probably not.
I have a very high
Yeah,
dex.
you do. She is lower than you. So actually, you would go first.
So I guess the first thing I would do is I would jump across the table and pull out the arrow. Is that an accent?
Okay.
Is that an
You
accent?
you
Or-
yank this. It's actually a crossbow bolt.
What?
But you yank this out of her. Roll 1d6.
You You pull her larynx out.
Go ahead and roll 1d6. Okay, a huge gout of blood follows the crossbow bolt, and she's like, and the guards actually now move to attack you. They think you're attacking her.
Was that an action or?
That was an action.
Okay, so, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word and heal her for 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna whisper in her ear. So
I love you.
like, no, well, I don't know, like charcoal rub or something. I don't know, whatever a healing word would
Okay.
be. Doterra, maybe. Doterra. Oh,
Okay. Go ahead and roll for. So it's 4 points. Okay, so you basically heal the damage you just dealt to her. All right.
Yep.
essential oils. That's the healing word I'll use. Essential oil. Eucalyptus oil.
All right. Okay, so she staggers back. She needs to make a saving throw, which she rolled a 3 for. So she
4 points of healing not help?
She's poisoned.
she falls back unconscious, or actually dying back in her chair, and her 2 guards draw their weapons on you. Groot, it's your turn.
I would
All
yell
right.
to them, save her.
Yeah, obviously. So,
Well, I yelled
save
that.
your boss, you dumbass! And I, as a bonus action, I will cast Healing Word on her as well.
Okay.
Which oil are you
Um,
gonna try?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say.
Lavender.
Lavender
gonna
oil?
I'm gonna say peppermint oil.
There you go.
Ooh.
It's very important.
And
the
I'm gonna
flavor.
do it at level 3.
Oh, yuck. You're higher level.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's not right.
Oh.
It only did it twice. It should be
Yeah, that's
3d4.
Well, no, you got a 2 and a 1 on your higher level cast. So, yeah, that was
Oh.
2 d4s.
Oh,
and
that
then
fucking
God.
It was
sucks.
a shit roll. Is
you
what it
rolled
was.
a 2, a 1, and a 1.
Well, I heal her for 7.
okay.
And I rolled a 1. What
And
a bunch
then
of
I go
shit rolls.
I go right up to the window, and I'm trying to find.
Where it
Do I
came
see
from.
anybody out there?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Go ahead and make a perception check. Go ahead and fail a perception check.
Whoa,
Oh,
nice.
Oh!
Wow.
Okay.
Dang.
You spot running down the alleyway adjacent to this establishment towards the market square, fleeing figure.
Okay.
I would also like to point out that you did fail, you just didn't have disadvantage.
Right.
That was your
Right.
mistake.
So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna say I see the shooter, active shooter, right? And so that was my. I have still 5 feet of movement. I still got that was my move. I did my bonus. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Long Strider. What do I get? Do I get any extra? You cast a spell using a spell slot. You can, just for fun. I don't know if Samuel's going to follow me, but I'm going to cast it at 2nd level, and I'm also going to cast Long Strider on Samuel in case he's going to follow me. So I now have 15 more feet of
Wait,
movement.
you can only cast one long strider at a time.
I cast it at level 2 to hang on.
So you can cast
Oh,
it,
hang on.
yeah. So the
Sorry,
targets are
reversal.
multiplied. Okay, I'm sorry.
At higher levels, I can do 1 additional target creature for each slot above
Gotcha.
first.
Okay.
So me and Samuel now have Long Strider
Okay.
on. I now have 15 more feet of
Okay.
movement. So I will do another 5 feet to hop out.
I would say that'd be more
which
like
is
10
my
feet to equivalent to jump out.
Okay. So I had 5 left. So it adds, so I get to do 10 more feet. That's
All right. So you're in the hallway, or hallway, in the alleyway. You see her and you start to give chase.
Yep.
Okay, so one of these guards, if I could spell right, Come on, roll.
I yell again, save her.
So you're trying to persuade. Well, I mean, she. Okay, so after he did his healing word, she's now conscious.
Yeah, I want them to understand that I'm not trying to kill her. I'm trying to save
Okay,
her. I'm
go ahead
trying
and
to
make a
keep faith.
persuasion check. At disadvantage, since you just yanked this bolt out of her.
Yeah. Oh well, that's a
Okay.
Oh, use your other one. The
well. If I
your-
use my
inspiration.
inspiration, I'll just get it'll be the first
Yeah,
roll.
you're
so
directly
that's
the
not
one that
helpful
was
either.
yanked. I mean, they saw you yank this thing out of her neck
Oh,
and
at
blood gouted.
disadvantage.
So, yeah. So unfortunately, you are not. He is not.
But so they're adventurers, and they know that we healed her twice.
Yeah, we literally
that
spent
stupid?
2 heals
They
on
saw
her.
you.
Why are they
You
that
came into
stupid?
the room, and suddenly someone shot through the window, and then you leaped forward, yanked the crossbow bolt out of her neck, doing further damage. Then you cast a spell, a magical spell, of which they didn't know anything, and
So
She's
they're
not-
dumber than a bag of
they're
hammers.
not spellcasters.
They're
They,
dumb as shit, apparently.
Yep, it is what it
Yes.
is. Yep.
Yeah, no,
the
that's
veteran has a long sword, and he has basically going to hit you with it. Actually, he gets 2 attacks. First one, that's a hit
Fine. Yeah, that hit.
for 9 slashing.
21. I'll do it.
The next one, oh my god, a crit!
Oh my
Jesus
god!
Christ!
Why can't we roll like this?
Fucking Jared.
So
He's
that's
yelling, "Get away
20
from her!"
damage. 26?
Yeah, that would be 26 damage total. Holy crap!
My
Yeah.
god! Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Oh my God,
it's Mirror.
fucking do a
It's
lot.
Mirror's turn.
Do we
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
anything
You
out
kind of
there?
hear everyone in the
Yeah.
bar is like turned towards that room and is freaking out.
All
Oh,
right.
actually, I guess these bartender guys would also be. I'll have them go.
But you heard, unless the door was closed, you heard me say, "Save your boss." You heard.
Well, they heard
right?
shouting.
Unless
Yes.
the
Heard
door was
me yelling, save her.
okay. Yeah. All right.
All right.
I'm screaming it, so like you know. That
Yeah, actually,
something's
I'm
wrong.
having these bartender thugs. They go at the same time, so they actually are rushing towards the door. So they're here.
All right. And I heard him.
Yeah, you heard breaking
yell.
glass, then some screaming, and then some shouting, and
And then I heard Groot yell,
yeah,
I see them.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to do
Active
it.
shooter in the alley.
So
Active shooter.
there's no
So he's
grid
gonna
here.
barricade a door.
So I got to.
Right.
you guys have no idea
Yeah,
what. I mean, you have no idea that they are outside or what they're doing. As far as you know, the whole commotion's in
Right.
this room.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yep.
Yeah, but I heard him say.
But yeah, we don't know. We just know our friends are in that room.
If you want to make an intuition check at disadvantage,
All right.
maybe you'd catch on to that.
Okay, I'll try that.
No,
Insight?
insight. Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Nope, 8 won't do it. As far as you know, it's all going
No.
on in the room.
All right. So, well, I'm just gonna do. I think that's like 60. Let me make sure.
I mean, I'm getting fucked up, so like, if you want to come to the room,
Yeah, you
that's
did.
Cool.
You did definitely hear
Yeah.
Samuel go, "Ow!
Yeah,
Ow! Hey, what the
but-
hell?"
Yeah.
I just got fucked up.
I mean, this is.
That's a lot of damage.
60 feet. So that's all I can
All right,
move.
so you dash up to there. Valdry.
I hear the commotion and I dash towards the room, which yeah, so I can go dash to 60. That'll put me right about by that bartender right there. So,
Yep.
and that's as close as I can get.
Okay. Serendil.
All right, I'm
You're
gonna try an
closer.
insight.
Yeah, go ahead if you want to make an
If I-
insight check.
You know, at disadvantage.
Yeah, it would be disadvantaged. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Do I notice anybody in the room doing anything?
Yeah, well,
though?
these two
I mean,
security guys kind of rush towards the door. All the others.
but nobody. There's no like. Nobody appears to be doing anything nefarious.
No, well, everyone's just kind of like, what? Yeah.
With your 6, do
All
you have
right,
any
all right.
idea what's going on at all?
You just know that you definitely heard your friends. You know, there's a commotion in there. You know your friends are in there. You heard Samuel
Right.
getting, and you heard Groot yelling something about active shooter and whatever. But
Is the door open or closed?
the door would have been
Currently.
closed behind you.
Okay.
All
All right, then I run in here.
Okay. Yeah, so you fling open the door, and you're greeted by the sight. Groot not being in the room. The window is broken. You
I say, Samuel, what the fuck
Samuel,
is going on?
this
Save her! She was shot. That's all I'm gonna yell. Save her, she was shot. That's all you need to know.
All right. I'm gonna. I see that the window's broken,
Yes, you do.
right? So I'm gonna run out here and
All
look
right,
out the window.
you move to there.
Groot, what's up?
Yeah, that's really saving her.
So that would be basically
I can't do anything to help.
so you're
I
basically
know.
using all your movement to run to the window, or your whole turn to. Okay.
Yes.
So you definitely see Groot out booking down the alleyway.
that away.
Yeah. After you can't really
All right.
if you make it, I'd say go ahead and make a perception check to maybe see if you can spot someone who's running away from him faster than anybody else is.
Oh yeah, my perception is always. I have a +3, and I don't think I've ever rolled over a 10.
Okay, so you haven't identified
one
who's
was a
running away,
6.
but definitely Groot is in hot pursuit. Groot is in hot pursuit.
Okay.
Okay.
1 out of 12 in hot pursuit.
All right. So this other veteran. So you go ahead, Samuel, make another disadvantaged persuasion check because so far nobody is helping you.
Alright, we'll try. Nope.
Okay, the other guy
My
is gonna
God.
wail on you with his long
He's-
sword as well.
Oh boy.
I have a +6. Like, it's just shit.
So he hits you once for another 8 slashing,
Eesh.
and does 16 hit you?
The 16, well, yeah, I'm gonna use my cutting words on 16 and be like, hey, stop being a dipshit. And use my bardic inspiration to reduce it by 1d6, which I have a 16 AC, so anything reduces
Yeah.
it to not hit me.
Okay.
Don't be
All
a
right.
dipshit.
Wait, you have a 16?
Don't
You have
be
a
a
16
dick.
or
I have a 16 AC.
okay? So he just hit you.
so-
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use cutting words, and if I roll a 1 or a 6, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It'll reduce it
Yeah.
enough to
So
not hit me.
knock it off. Okay. So
Dipshit, stop hitting me!
a woman goes around the corner and into the crowd. Samuel, it's your turn.
Interesting.
I'm gonna yell at them both. You need to save your boss. Stop hitting me.
Anything else?
Do I get? She is she stable?
It looks like she is regaining consciousness.
Okay, well, if it looks like she's regaining consciousness, then I'm going to back away defensively, like take whatever the action is to not
Disengage.
disengage. Yeah, take
Okay.
the disengage and back away and just say, you need to save
Okay.
her. Keep her alive.
Go ahead and make another persuasion check, this time non-disadvantaged. Okay.
There we go. Jesus Christ.
Nice.
Finally.
Okay. Noreen is like, she opens up her eyes and slaps her hand on her neck, and she's like, "What the fuck just happened?" And
Someone shot.
Someone shot through the window. Groot is chasing her down, or chasing them down. I wouldn't know, he or she.
All right, so she sees her two bodyguards like still eyeing up Samuel, and she was awake enough for when you said that to kind of be persuaded that she saw you didn't actually attack her, and everyone is going out the window chasing. She is gonna assume that you aren't out to harm her, and she says to her bodyguards, "Wait, hold up. Let's find out what's going on here." She points to one of them. "You go check out what's going on out there."
When I'll yell to her, "I can heal you." As well.
I'll settle
In
for that. Groot, it's your turn.
Nice.
All right, so I can move dash 90. I can dash 90. So I'm gonna come up around the corner, and I'm gonna.
Okay, go ahead and make.
Well, my base speed is 35. I added 10 with long strider, so I can dash 90.
Wait, I thought you added 15.
Was it 15? Sorry.
Jeez.
No, 10.
Oh,
10
it is
total.
10. Okay.
All right, so
Jeez.
So anyway, so I get
Still
up to here, and I
beastly.
still got about 40 feet of movement after I
okay,
get up to there.
there's definitely a large crowd of people here. Go ahead and make another perception check. This time, disadvantaged from all the people milling about. Let's
terrible.
see.
That's not great, but
You did not spot. You did not spot the fleeing figure.
So I run into the crowd farther, and I say, "Anybody see it, guys?" Was it a lady? What, a lady? Was it a lady,
Well,
right?
it was hard to tell. It was a cloaked figure, kind of lithe.
A cloaked figure with a crossbow. The bitch shot somebody. And I look around to see if, I'm assuming that the crowd would look at me. The person that is running away won't.
Right.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I would say I'll negate the disadvantage from your roll, but it's unfortunately still not good enough versus the person's stealth check.
Okay.
Good call though. Okay, so this guy the first guy that hit Samuel, he still gives you a nasty look, but he kind of goes over here, kind of pushes Serendil aside a little bit, and looks out the window, and he just kind of clambers down and jumps on the ground, and then moves that way because he did see which way Groot ran through the window. He's basically kind of following Groot. That's pretty much all he can.
there was maybe poison in that dart. I was trying to save your boss. Jesus Christ.
Mirror, you now heard Groot through the window out in front. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'll go. Oh. I'll go. Out to there. It's probably about 30.
okay, you see Groot looking around wildly. You see a bunch of passers-by that have kind of stopped and are looking, but there's still lots of people.
If anyone that looks like me, like, would be a assailant.
Well, nobody that looks just like you.
Not.
If you want to make a perception
what I
check to
mean,
see if
though.
you spot anybody suspicious, go ahead.
Yeah. That looks like they're walking a little more steadily.
Oh, wow. That was actually pretty good. Actually, I would be keeping her previous, even with the previous roll, you actually do spot someone that is kind of not ostentatiously not looking at you. Groot, your vision of this figure was blocked by other pedestrians, but Mirror had a different vantage point, so she was able to spot the figure. And since I don't have a map to work with, she's actually away from the rest of the building, but I don't have a map that extends that far. So I'm just going to put her vertically down,
that's okay.
further down. So see it right there.
what's she wearing?
Well, it's just basically a hooded figure with a cloak that's walking quickly in the opposite direction.
All right. So I did my 30 movement, so I'll try kind of following her without being noticed, I guess.
If you want to be stealthy, you'd be half movement.
Okay, I'm not going to be stealthy.
So you're just gonna move towards.
I'm going to try to follow
Okay, so
her,
move
yeah,
30 feet towards her.
like.
Damn it.
So just
Yes,
down this way?
Having to be abstract because I don't have a map of a town square.
Right. All right.
He didn't prepare for you to actually recognize her.
Right. No, I know. I got lucky.
Okay, Voldre's up.
And I.
All right. So I see Mirror dashing out the door, so I'm gonna go dashing out the door too. Do. And my movement will just about get me just about outside, and I'm gonna like, what the fuck is going on?
Hopefully,
Mirror, what the hell?
You see Mirror running.
hopefully Groot can overtake me and I can point him in the right direction.
If Voldre, you can make a perception check to see if you can spot this figure. Actually, no, you have
Okay.
advantage since Mirror's pointing out.
Well, let's see what roll 20
Yeah.
has to say about that.
Right.
You get a 1 or a 2. Good job on your advantage.
Okay, yes, you
Ooh,
do
nice.
spot the figure,
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Okay.
but you pretty much had to dash, I think, to get that point.
Yes, I've blown my wad as it as it were.
Okay, so then Serendil, you get to go.
Okay, I'm going to use my natural ability to Misty Step
Okay.
here.
Poof.
And then I'm going to...
Whoa, where'd he go, dude? Oh my god.
Yeah, he showed up right in front of me.
So that'll be, say, 50 to get there and another 10. So then I'm going to dash. Hey, Groot, what's up? Where is it?
What up,
That
We're the
would.
bad guy. That's
What
my
up?
round. Oh, and yeah, that's my round. I got
All right.
nothing else.
You used load too.
Yes.
Okay, so one of her bodyguards in the room, he just kind of moves and blocks the window to make sure that nothing gets in. The bartender, or not the bartender, but the
Shoot.
bouncers.
Message
The
for
bouncers
you,
come
sir.
in. They're like, "Oh, what the hell's going on in here?" And she's like, "I just got shot. It's okay. It wasn't his fault. There was somebody outside. Go case the front of the place." So, yeah, they turn back around and head that way. Okay, the assailant. All right. Well, you've spotted her now. She's going to keep running,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really just going to come down to a contest. So, I don't have room for this. Groot, you will definitely be able to overtake
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, Groot wins.
And
Yeah.
and actually, I would change into a war horse, and I can move
Nice.
130 feet and around.
Sweet.
if she is going to outrun me, I would use my bonus action to change into something else so that I could catch up to her quick. But if I can catch up to her, great.
Well, that's just it. It's
long as
not
I'm
it's
gaining,
not
that's
your
what I
turn
want.
yet. So
Oh,
in
okay.
the
Yep.
right now she's visible, but she's basically going to try and run around a corner and hide. So
Okay.
basically next round you guys are going to have to do a perception against her really bad stealth roll. Actually, you know what? Never mind.
Never
Well,
mind, you
actually,
win.
why don't all of you that are currently within sight of her make a perception check? I'll just see if any of you miss her. Yeah. Okay. No, you aren't going to lose her. So I would say, well, we'll see what happens on your. Well, I'm just going to leave you guys where you are. You're further away from the tavern
Yeah.
than you actually are, but
Sure.
that's conceptually
Right,
the
right.
difference between you guys. Okay, so Samril is up.
All right. Well, since I'm no longer being attacked, I'm going to walk around the table and heal her. With Cure Wounds at a higher level. So 16 hit
Oh,
points.
nice.
I'm going to
Okay.
give her.
She thanks you profusely and apologizes for her bodyguards.
Whacking the shit out of him.
It's understandable. They wanted to save you. I get it. No hard feelings. We need to keep you alive, though.
Why don't you go see if you can help your friends?
Do we get a discount on this thing
You're
we
not
came
there.
to buy? I know I'm not there.
How about something for the effort, huh?
I probably can't move much more after I went around. Well, whatever,
Right.
I'm there.
Probably get out the door. About
Yeah,
it.
I don't know. I didn't measure it, but
You could, if you want to climb out the window, you can,
Oops.
or if you want to get out the door, you can.
where's the measuring one?
I meant this door.
Yeah, I spent like 25 feet of movement to get to her.
Right.
So I moved 5 more, and then I used a spell, and so I moved
Oh,
5
okay.
feet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you didn't.
That's about all the further I can get right now.
Okay. And that was her action, just basically talking to you. Groot, you're up. So you said you're going to turn into a horse?
No, if I can still see her and she's close enough, I don't even need to do that. I can be right there and I still have 10
All right.
feet of movement.
So you run up and block her retreat.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay.
That's
okay.
all I
So
can do.
you dash there, basically blocking off her attack.
I
Okay.
dash there. Yeah. Yep.
Let's see. This guy.
Can I forgot. So I cannot like charge or like run
You-
into her or something.
Yeah,
That's
there's no
not how that
charge
works in
equivalent
5th
like you
edition,
had in
right?
3rd edition.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'll
Alright.
do. Yep.
This veteran just dashes around the corner. He's way behind you guys. So, mirror.
All
Your
right.
distance is basically about the same as it was. So.
Yeah. So I'm about my normal movement there to get within the 5 feet. And then
Actually, I'll keep this veteran back, this guard back there, because he was behind you.
I'm not gonna attack her right now. I'm gonna get out my sword and basically hold it at her back.
Okay. That won't mechanically accomplish
she's-
anything, but that's fine.
No, yeah, but she's
Why don't you ready
essentially-
in action to attack if she goes away?
Yeah, I'll do
Okay,
that.
so
She
well,
tries to.
if she tries to flee, it
I'll
would be an
attack with
opportunity attack anyway. You don't need to ready an action for that.
True.
And I've got
Right.
hold person if I can get close enough to her.
Well, I'm gonna make her my hunter's
Okay.
mark.
That
That's
will
what I'll
work.
do.
Get the nice pink dot that I usually use for that. Not sure why I chose
Yep.
that, but hey, it's that now. Valdry,
It
you're
works.
up.
All right. So how far away is she from my current
That would be accurate. It's
location?
about 50 feet.
46 feet.
Okay. Well, so I will move my normal distance of 30. So I'll move about there. And then I will cast hold person on
Alright.
her. So she does not get away.
There you go.
She's got to fail
Yeah.
the save first.
What is the
Right.
saving throw for that?
Well, my save is DC 14.
And what save is that? Okay.
It is
Wisdom.
wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 15.
No.
Yeah, shit.
So she is not held.
God, mother puss bucket.
All right, Sorrendiel.
Okay, I'm going to.
Go around the corner and pew pew pew.
Okay, I'm within 90 feet of her, correct?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna shoot a chromatic orb at her.
Oh,
I'm gonna make it a lightning orb.
holy
So,
crap!
let's see. Where is my? There it is. Oh,
I
Oh,
think that hits.
Oh
and I'm
yeah.
casting
yes.
it at 3rd level.
Holy
hoping
crap
we
balls.
could catch her alive.
She
So-
did.
Vaporize her?
33.
Okay. Yeah,
Jesus.
you singed
32
singed her
damage.
quite a bit.
I say surrender, or
Surrender,
die.
Dorothy. Okay. Yeah, that veteran's just gonna.
Don't call me
Who's
Dorothy.
Dorothy?
What a world! What a world!
Okay, so the assassin, she knows that if she just tries running away, you're just gonna keep chasing her. So,
And zapping her.
yeah, so she definitely can tell Groot that you're the fastest. So she's gonna focus an attack on you. She flourishes a
Cool.
short sword and attacks
Bitch.
twice. 16.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep, that hits.
Ooh,
so
and
yeah, you
poison
take 6
too.
piercing, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Come on, Groot.
Did I read
All right.
Nice.
D6 correctly?
What was that?
Yes.
Did I read 7d6?
Yes.
Yeah, and poison on a failed
That
save.
is
That's how.
crazy.
This is the last. Remember the last battle?
Yeah,
That's
right.
how Groot got his ass
but
kicked last
well,
time.
but
Yeah.
you still take half,
Yeah.
even though you were
Wow.
successful. Yeah. Ouch.
So do you want? I'll just roll it.
Okay.
So you take
Damn.
11 points
Yikes.
with the save. Second attack.
Yeah, the short sword doesn't do much at all, but dang
Okay,
the
so
poison.
another
That
7
hits.
from the short sword and another save. Ouch.
Oh, that's
Another-
yikes.
How many attacks does the poison last? Doesn't she have to
No.
reapply it?
Well, yeah, it's a new poison,
Ow.
so
Fuck.
Yeah, but isn't applying poison
No.
in action?
It's not. Well, if
Really?
it wasn't already applied, then yes, it would be, but it is already applied.
So 6 plus 7 for the short
Yikes.
sword alone is 13.
I'm down to 4 hit points.
Yeah.
13
but-
plus 26 is 39 plus half of 23. Wow.
She
You
used
took a
the
lot of
poison on the
damage.
first attack. So how can there be?
It's
Poison on
it's
the-
how it works. I'm not. It's
I don't
That-
get
it's
it.
Sambrel's turn.
That's 5e rules. I don't know.
Yep. Let's just go.
That's a nerf rule.
S-
I'm
If
gonna
you-
buy
The poison is on the blade.
Samuel, if
Remember, she shot her with a crossbow, didn't stab her with the blade.
Yeah, but like, is it forever?
no, it's not forever. I'm ruling that it's through this combat, and that's
Mm.
the DM's decision.
Yeah.
I'm gonna yell to her, "Are you okay?" Just make sure that
To the assassin. Oh,
she's fine. No,
Nareem.
Nareen.
to her, yes, she is recovered now. It's
Okay,
it's not a
then I'm
recurring
going-
thing. I mean, poison in 5e, it's much more damaging at first, but you don't have to keep making saves like you do in 3rd
Yeah,
edition.
but it's not right.
Yeah, so she's
Yeah,
fine.
she's recovered. She
I don't have to
actively
worry
told you,
about
if you should maybe go assist your
To
friends.
go right.
Okay, then I'm going to dash. You gave. How long is Long Strider? Do I still have that?
Yep. It lasts for an hour.
Okay, it's an additional 10 feet, so 20 if I dash. Is that?
Yeah, you get your base move goes up by 10. So if you
60.
dash, you get an extra. So,
So if
what,
you're normally
80?
30, you go 40 as a base move, 80 as a
So
dash.
80, yep.
See, I'm right over by Serendil.
Cool.
then.
So you dash out the door. Well, actually, technically, abstracted, so you're around behind them.
I don't know. I'm near
Well,
Serendial. Whatever.
You're about 60. You're 60
closer to
feet
me.
behind Serendial. Imagine this
I don't know.
this line.
I'm like 10.
This
feet out
line
the door,
here, this
however far
edge
that may be.
represents 60 feet of movement. We've done this before on grids. Imagine it's a table
Yes.
crease.
That's,
Yeah.
yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
I'm like 10 feet out the door. However, wherever.
So
that
if you just
puts
move
me-
yourself back 60
feet.
feet, 10
Or
feet,
60 feet.
60.
Yeah.
60
Yeah.
feet, then you're good.
If you want to just
Go
put
to the edge
yourself
of
at the
the
top
map
of the map, that's fine. Again,
Yeah.
sorry, I should have.
Yeah, up here.
I didn't have a town square ready.
It's fine. It's good.
He didn't plan on us actually.
Well, I
catching
kind of did, but I didn't
Right.
think actually that you'd be chasing. Anyway, Groot, it's your turn.
It's my turn. I do not want to die.
What?
So
Oh,
yeah.
do a snake.
Do it.
Yeah, you need to be
Alright,
bigger too.
so,
I'll
yeah,
go ahead and stretch you here.
Stretch him out.
need to fix my
Yeah,
hit
you'd be at
points.
max.
Oh, I picked the wrong. Wait,
Oh, you
wait,
don't
wait,
wanna do
wait,
that.
wait.
Oh, that's a Groot to do.
No, I got the right. That's my guy. I can't edit
Alright.
it. I can't right click on it. I can't. I'm usually able to
Edit your
edit
point.
the hit. Click on it and oh, that's my bad. God
There.
damn it, Paul. Thank you. I was on the measure thing. Okay.
That's
I'm
annoying as
now
hell.
right.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
right
Alright,
there.
I'll move
I
Groot
did that
over. Oop,
earlier.
there we go. We're fighting tokens here. Okay, so you turn
Okay.
into a great big snake,
All right.
and that's a bonus
Yep.
action for you, isn't it?
And then, yep. And then I do a constrict.
There you go.
Nice.
Okay, so she is
Okay.
grappled and she takes
Nice.
6 bludgeoning. And then I guess I will go ahead and bite her
Alright,
too.
you're up. Oh yeah,
Teach her a lesson. Yes.
it's another 14.
7
Oh.
more. 13.
If you're grappled, are you at advantage then for that one?
Ooh. Hang on. Hey, look at that.
Thought it was just movement, but I
Maybe.
could be wrong.
That-
I will double check.
Grapple action.
Conditions. Grappled is speed becomes 0. Blah, 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 blah. Just nope. Basically, just speed
Ah.
becomes 0. So she's not running away,
Okay.
but she can fight back.
Damn.
And not at disadvantage. Let's see. The guard that was running around to catch up, he basically makes it to alongside Samuel and says, "Yeah, about before. I'm really sorry.
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 We're sorry.
You're,
All right.
you're okay. You were
Let's
protecting
not-
your boss.
let's
I
not-
understand.
Let's not be going on about who's killing who.
Got carried away."
It's my
Yes.
milieu, you know.
You need to protect your boss. I understand. No hard feelings.
Mirror, you're up. So actually, she is kind of in the snake square now, but you can still attack her.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, different.
Are we trying to kill it, or are we
Well,
trying
Groot's
to?
kind of
We wanna make it-
convincingly trying to squeeze the life out of her and bite her.
All right.
I just, to me, you guys do what you want. I'm a
He
snake,
really
I
can't
tell you.
communicate much other than by biting and squeezing. And he seems to
Right.
be clearly.
Give us two squeezes if you want her to die.
All right. So yeah, I'll attack her with
All
my
right.
short sword.
Oh, nice crit.
Holy crap.
And I don't get that. Oh, she has been
Yeah, you marked her.
Wounded.
wounded. So,
Sure has.
and I got the colossal slayer
nice.
thing too. Because she's been wounded. So 9, 10, 15 more.
Okay.
That's my first attack. I got
All right,
one
yep,
more.
she's still alive.
This one I don't got the colossal slayer because that's once per turn.
Oh, you dropped your sword. You were so impressed with the first
got
hit that.
You rolled a 20 and then a 1. Good job.
Oh well, at least the crit made up for
Yeah.
it.
It's 9:53. I'm using my inspiration.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then definitely a hit.
Oh, good call.
Okay, so 4 more.
Yay. 4.
Plus the
No,
Colossus
no, it's
Slayer,
once per
right?
turn.
No, I use that. It's once per
Oh, it's
turn.
once per turn. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's still alive, but she's pretty badly wounded. Valdry.
Good.
She is tough.
All right, Valdry's gonna come up next to her.
Oh, she didn't get that damage. I think.
So Valdry's gonna roll up. His hands are glowing. I'm gonna do a little inflict wounds on her. So let's see if I can hit her.
So yeah, Paul, because she
So
was the hunter's mark, I get that 6 on both of
Yep,
those
I saw that.
attacks.
so I missed. So I'm pulling the inspiration card
Okay.
as well.
Pulling out all the stops. Let me touch you.
So then she take. Let me touch
Oh my
you.
God.
26
Okay.
necrotic.
So yeah. Yeah,
Holy
you basically
shit.
lay your hands on her, and she just turns into this withered corpse. It's like Indiana Jones and Temple of, or not Temple of Doom, Last
Right.
Crusade. It's like,
Now tie her up and,
And,
revivify her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
yeah,
Good
and
idea.
basically, the snake is like, because she just became all bones.
I got rope.
So I turn back into,
Back into Groot. Okay.
to Groot.
All right. So yeah, then.
Yeah. Tie her up, and I'll hit her with the Revivify.
After we tie her up
All right.
first.
So you go ahead and
Yes.
tie
Bring
her up.
back into the room.
I was very excited. to
So
retire.
meanwhile, people have been like scattering, and we've got a bunch of guards that are probably going to be showing up. So you've got maybe 2 rounds to.
Get her back in the bar.
And I'm gonna touch myself a couple times.
All right. So you're going to spend 2 rounds
I'm-
healing yourself. What about the rest of you?
It's a little personal, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, Valdry, you and I carry her inside here.
Yep.
Quick.
And
Yep.
I will go in too, but I'm gonna do 2. Only healing spell I have is healing word.
I'll help you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
At 3rd level. Watch you roll all.
So we're gonna drag her back
All
into
right.
the bar.
Yeah. Back into that same
All
room.
right, yes, and Noreen sees this, and she kind of takes charge of the situation. She says, "Yeah, bring her into the back room." She talks
Alrighty
to the
then.
bouncers and says, "Make sure no guards come back there. Make sure none of the shields interrupt us." Okay, so you.
Okay.
Oh,
We can't drag her. You can
I'm
drag.
down to. I'm up to half, so I'm okay, I guess.
okay. So you tie her up in that room.
Yep.
Yep.
Very wuffy. We wuffy for a bit of war.
Okay, she is conscious, and she's not saying a word.
Well,
Don't we have zone of truth?
yes, we do.
If she doesn't say anything, it doesn't. She doesn't have to say anything.
Yeah,
You don't if she doesn't say anything.
Right, that's right.
It's
I
a
can't
weird-
compel her to talk.
I thought in zone
no.
of truth you're compelled to answer.
No, you don't. You can just beat around the bush. It's a kind of weird
You
spell.
just can't lie, right?
You have to do it. Yeah, you have to craft your question right. But right, if she refuses to speak, it doesn't compel her to speak.
Right.
Yeah,
We had to
that
beat it
spell
out of
is kind of weird that it's so easy to get around.
We
I would
could
let.
keep.
She didn't shoot us. What?
No.
What, Noreen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
true.
That's like, why would you get shot? Why does this lady want to kill you? We don't know you from a hole in the ground. What the hell's going on?
She actually walks up and like kind of lifts the hood back, and you see a look of recognition in her eyes, and she says,
Uh-oh.
Like she knows us.
"Halira, what did you do?" And Halira, apparently. She just refuses to answer. And she says, "You did the deal, didn't you?" Fine. She pulls out a short sword
What
and
deal?
drives it into her.
Oh,
Whoa!
Shit, what?
Boom.
What?
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 What? Wait, what the hell?
Time out. What's happening?
What's going on? What did you do that for?
She
What is
tried to kill me.
happening?
I get
Yeah?
that, but
yeah.
we didn't. But what?
More information than death.
She's
So revivify.
don't
Yeah.
do that. Don't. She deserves to
Like a
die.
discount on the.
What deal did she do? You just said
Who
she
is
did
she?
the
What
deal.
She was also taking bids for the orb.
So where is the
Oh.
orb?
At this
Explain.
point,
It's-
at
You
this
don't
point,
know.
I can only tell you where I thought it was.
Oh Jesus.
that's
So
helpful.
you as a group weren't auctioning this orb off.
Apparently, she was not acting under any kind of official hand business, we shall say that, but she obviously didn't want some competition. She found out where this was.
Hmm.
Well, send one of your guys to go see if it's where you think it is.
Well, let's
I
go
think
together.
we should go together and double check on this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sending
'cause
one
you
of
just
them
said we
doesn't
won,
help.
So
and I think we should get a discount because
I was going to say, the official price I was allowed to accept for this was 1,500 gold. Because you saved my life, I will do it for 13. You offered her 17, by the way, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
We make 200 in profit.
Yeah, we will accept that. Let's make sure we can
Yes,
get it.
I say
Yeah.
we move immediately. It's in the cemetery.
With
All right.
Let's.
all right.
Should we go out the window?
I don't think we need to go that fast. It's actually in the around the building, but the cemetery is on the other side of town, so we will want to leg it.
All right.
So
let's go.
I think this is a good stopping point. We'll pick up
Yeah.
To the
on the
cemetery.
route to the cemetery.
So I used all of my third level spells. If somebody wants to hit me with one more heal, if that's
I
possible.
will. You betcha, baby. I got you,
That's
Groot.
what the cleric is for.
That's right. I will hit you with a cure wounds.
Oh, yeah, those assassins.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what
That was a
that
lot of
fight.
damage.
That
There you
fight
go.
in the woods.
Right.
I took 120 points of damage in like 4 rounds.
Poison is pretty
Yeah.
nasty.
You
That's
get
what I.
you-
That's what I. That's
You
what
get
I
11.
remember. It's
You
like,
get 11
holy crap.
back.
I
Groot.
cast
you.
one spell and took no hits.
I got a rock.
I'm actually surprised we saved her. For some reason, I thought she was gonna die for
Well,
sure.
Yeah, actually, she was down to single digits, and then when you ripped the thing out, it actually brought her to zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't
Sh-
count.
But then, yeah, you stepped in with the healing word, and that was definitely enough to keep.
So mental important safety to inflict wounds can be kind of useful.
That was a hell of a lot. 26 points of damage. Damn. That was.
Well,
come you
it's
can't
based-
She
heal that
chose
much?
poorly.
Okay.
All right, cool. Well, we'll
Cool.
resume our normal schedule. 3 weeks from now, we'll pick up and see you guys off to the cemetery, and then to hopefully the Great Dame. So, awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right,
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Have a good
All right.
night.
Exciting.
You too.
Yeah.
All
Bye-bye.
right, sounds good.
See ya.
Thanks, guys.